just a ride. Whoa, oh, it's just a ride.
Oh goddamn!
Oh goddamn!
What's up, gentlemen?
Goddamn!
That joke will become funnier later.
Okay.
This is Just a Ride number 32.
Yep. The
32.
Carl Malone. Who else is 32?
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton. Well, no, he was 34.
Was he? Well,
Yeah.
fuck, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Sports stuff.
Hey, never mind.
Sports ball.
We'll
You know
use that
some
in 2
sports
more
ball?
episodes.
We got a special guest. You got some sports ball knowledge. Come on.
Yeah.
32.
Flirters ball.
Carl Malone.
Playing Futurama.
All right.
Yeah, we got our good buddy Nathan Chartrey on the show today. He's going to be riding shotgun with us.
Yeah, he's gonna play. We're gonna play a song of his at the very end of the show and talk about his music and all that stuff. But we're gonna drag you through our dumb thought processes first.
Trial by fire.
Right.
Yep. So I'm Zach the Peebaugh.
I am Shaiden the Poobah.
And I'm Jeff the Bear because I refuse to be a ball.
If he refuses to play baseball with the rest of us because he's a cunt.
I am
What a
the king of cunts, and I'm okay with that.
Awesome. Well, fucking A. Welcome to the show, Mr. Chartrey.
Yeah.
And that's how you pronounce it, Chartrey.
Yes. Yeah.
We had a long period
Chartrey.
of not knowing how to do that. For a while.
Incidentally, I've spoke of you a few times on this show, and I think I was telling you about it earlier. Like, you are genuinely one of the best musicians that I know. Not just personally. Like, I like your music; it's really
Right.
good. So it'll be a real.
It makes up for his.
Yeah, I mean, you're an asshole, but I like your music.
Accountability and
Yeah.
kindness.
Jeff just likes it because you hit stuff while
Yeah,
you
he's a
play.
guitar puncher. Yeah, that's how I describe
shit
Nate's
out of
music.
it.
Which
He
is true.
It's like
funny-
a really
it's
good
funny
singing
though,
hip hop
yeah.
guitar puncher.
That is your kind of your defining factor. Like
Yeah.
whenever I'm talking about you to somebody that doesn't know you, they're like, "Have I seen him before?" I'm like, "Oh, he hits his guitar." They're like, "Oh, yeah, that guy."
I saw him.
He slaps it and he raps. He slaps and raps.
Slaps and raps.
Slaps and raps.
Yeah. Well, me and Nate go way back at this point. Like, I feel like we grew up together. We
Pretty
didn't,
much, yeah.
but we kind of did.
And the music world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We came up as little babies playing open mic at Soulful Soups.
Yeah. Honestly, I met you before I met Zach before I met you, though, which is funny.
That is
Yeah.
weird.
Is that
Yeah.
wow?
Yeah. It was the first show I ever did.
Oh yeah, up in I remember that.
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was I was in California when I met you.
Yeah.
and I just come up to play a show up
It was
here.
like CD with you in front of a staircase, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, I remember you were going to Seattle. You were headed to Seattle, or
Was that?
there was, no? I guess that was a festival that I met
it
you
was.
at.
Maybe,
Where did we meet, bro? I don't remember.
No, it was that.
You guys are like that old married couple right now that's talking.
know.
And everybody's like, we don't really care where you met. Just say it was a long time ago
Yeah.
at some place. We'll believe you.
Yeah.
I remember hearing your music for the first time. I think at a festival called Anthony Fest.
Oh.
And that was maybe,
Yeah, like.
or maybe I heard you before that. But I remember.
I just remember I saw you at that bar over in Idaho. We played a little gig. That was like my first time like playing like anything really. And then it was like, then flash forward, I think it was when you guys got together, and then I was just like, I didn't even recognize you at first, and I realized I was like, oh shit, you're the dude that I fucking
I met that one time.
yeah.
Meanwhile, between those 2 points,
Yeah,
was
right. Yeah.
me running around with my emo hair still.
Yeah.
An emo
Spanish
mentality.
Yeah. I never lost that.
No.
I still got that.
We were talking about
Yeah,
you
he's
the other
one more
day. It's like,
Nord,
well,
or,
he's got emo in him.
Yeah,
That's
more
why.
Viking.
Yeah, you went
Yeah.
more Viking.
Viking emo. I love that shit. Come and take all your shit and then be like, I'm sorry.
He's the Viking emo. I'm the warrior poet.
And he's Canadian too, so it makes it even
So much working against you. At
I'm
this point.
complicated, you guys.
Well, usually we don't start just talking music when we have a musical guest on, but I do want to figure out, like, if somebody wants to find your music, what's the best place?
Nathan Chartrey, with a C, on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, basically all the streaming platforms, iTunes, yeah.
What's a good song for them to put into the Google machine?
The Things You Say,
The things you say?
yeah.
Oh, goddamn.
That one's a good one. Those two are by far my favorite songs I've made, but The Things You Say is by like
Show Your Love is a good one.
Follow Your
Follow Your Love,
yeah.
rather.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Follow Your Love's
Wrong
good.
title.
That's
But-
great.
I
I wear that shirt all the time.
Yeah, it was like I don't like. I'd still like Follow Your Love's like always my special place heart, but The Things You Say song is like my favorite thing I've ever made so far.
It's
so,
your hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what, we're going to play a song at the
Especially-
end of the show? Is that the one you want us to play?
Yeah, you should play that one.
Okay.
For
Yeah,
sure.
it's especially good when you're doing it at the knitting factory, and they have the bass turned up so high
Oh,
that it
dude, it
rumbles
rattles
the
your
shit out
fucking
of my
body.
butthole.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that
Dude,
at all.
I was standing front and center for that. For any of you guys who are not from Spokane listening, there's a concert venue. They're a franchise, so you might have one
there's
somewhere near
one in
you.
New York and LA. And
But we
Boise.
have a concert hall in town called the Knitting Factory, and Nate got to play there not too long ago. And I went and hollered at him from the front couple of rows, and they had his low end turned up so high that like it surprised Nate visibly.
Yeah.
Like I was watching, and like the drop hit, and I saw his face go, oh.
that's what that shit's supposed to sound like.
I was like, no way. I was like rumbling my chest.
You're like, is that the brown note? Because I just shit
right.
myself.
Yeah.
It was approaching it, no joke.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck.
I was like, oh.
Well, so how has music changed since you jumped in? Like, for you? Has it gotten better or worse? Or is it hard to say stuff?
Yes.
It's
Economically,
It's
for
weird.
musicians, how would you say things are going?
like, it's weird. I think Shaiden and I were talking about it on our trip on New Year's Eve or whatever. Like, because we both started pretty much at the same time, and I feel like in a way, right? And so, like, and there was just like, it wasn't like as crazy as it is now, like where there's just music fucking everywhere, like, or not like it was still getting to that point, but like just like I'm trying to explain how to say this. like it's still fun, like I'm still having fun like doing it and stuff like that. There's just a lot it with TikTok, and like now it's not even music, it's content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it took out, like, that's not why I got into doing the, like, not saying that's not why I got into doing it, but it created this whole different barrier of like, oh shit, I wasn't ready for, I guess, like how everything has just been kind of going.
Yeah, we were
Would it be
talking
fair-
about that to say you kind of have to become an entrepreneur. Like you have to be an independent content
Yeah.
creator now. Like just being a musician doesn't
Good luck.
really count
Yeah.
for shit. I
You don't
mean,
even have
it's,
to
except for
fucking-
it's nice for you to be able to be a musician.
Yeah,
But
like-
you know, if you want to actually build an audience, you can't just be like, I made songs. Why doesn't somebody want to do something with them? Like you have to.
Well, and in my
to.
opinion, I think Ryan Upchurch is the one that really took that and ran with. He did different kinds of content, whether he got political or just being funny
Yeah.
or
He's
sharing his
one
music.
of the ones for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And
He's-
he certainly did it right because that guy's huge now.
It's the one would be exhausting. It's just been,
Yeah.
That's the thing. Adding all these hats as an artist, you're like, no, I just want to do art. And they're like, well,
Right.
now you should also be an accountant and you should learn how to do marketing.
Yeah.
And have you ever thought about making contracts
Well,
and writing grants?
the
And you're
crazy,
like, what the fuck?
my best friend Ivan, so he's in the industry. He's like, no one can see me doing this, but
It's all good.
He did
He did quotations.
I did quotation. Yeah. But he was working at Capitol, and when he was working at Capitol Records, he's an engineer. He said he would sit in meetings where like they're not looking to sign like artists, they're just looking to sign TikTokers and stuff like that. And when like you find that out, a piece of you dies.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I
But,
just died a
but
little bit
everybody
right there.
lives. I mean, everybody lives through social media now. I mean,
Yeah.
most people sit on their phones or on their screens. Shaiden still watches shit on his computer screen.
Yeah.
Everyone else uses phones except for Shaiden. But I mean, they basically sit and watch their phones and, quite frankly, watch other people live their lives through a screen.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So that's
Well,
how
it's
you
You
have
want to know
promote
the
yourself.
difference that you just described? Is I'm an actual nerd and everyone else is just like late to the party.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
People who only consume stuff through their phone screens are peasants. I'm sorry.
You have screen
dare us.
shapes in your office that I've never seen before. It's pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty impressive,
I've been
isn't it?
building computers sinch I was single digits, baby.
Beta
I'm an alpha nerd.
I will say it's gotten better. Like, there's
nerd.
a lot of there's a lot of great
Fixed.
art, a lot of great artists and music out there, and like it's cool to see like where different people have been taking different styles in art and music and stuff like that. It's just like, I guess the cons of it, like I said, it's just exhausting trying to keep up with Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever the fuck it is. That's just like, you know, you think you got it, and then it's just like, oh, these kids just made a new fucking app that all the kids are raving about, and then you're like,
Now you gotta
I'm
redo
32
your
years old. Do I
papers.
really even want to keep fucking up with this shit? Like,
Right.
It's kind of it's
Totally.
definitely a side effect of the money to be made being wherever the best medium for presenting advertisements is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you write a song or you make a painting, it's
Right.
not gonna make money if you just like place a fucking
No.
an ad for Taco Bell or, you know, Capital One people are going to be like, what the fuck?
But even podcasting is becoming huge in that. Sorry.
But if you have, a platform that's part of a social media thing, they can then monetize every single fucking interaction for it and get sponsors to place their ad content in there, which, I mean, I don't know. We may have some sponsors at some point, but I mean, I'm super stoked to be able to just have you guys, and as much as you want it, you just perpetuate it, and we get to do this. I don't know. Is this art? Are we arting?
From time to time, we art.
We get a little artsy, but we all are individually artists, and that's kind of where
I will
hearts are.
So like, it's kind of like this podcast. Like, you got 3 great buddies, stuff like that. Like, you're doing it because you love it and you have fun. It's passion in a way, right? And so
I'm super passionate for these guys.
And so, like, I feel like with music now, at first it was kind of like, oh, I gotta get this big deal, and I gotta fucking, hopefully Eminem will be walking by and sees me, and I'm like, hey, and stuff like that. But like, now today, it's like, now I'm just making and creating for myself and what I like, and whether people that like it and stuff like that. I'm just kind of over all the other bullshit.
Well, are we entering a period where, I mean, it really does feel like most people will be online with some sort of podcast, some sort of content. Like, we're all getting kind of pushed into that direction. So at some point, we're all going to have a podcast. That's how we're going to talk to each other. Right. Come on my podcast to get married to me, or we're going to have a marriage podcast. Who knows where this is going to go?
I think people like getting involved in other people's lives. I mean, just like reality. So it's almost like the new reality TV to some degree.
But interactive. Right?
But super interactive. And people like to hear what other people have to say, and like real conversation in what we do anyway.
Yeah. It's way better than NPR.
Do you guys think that...
I'm not asleep yet.
Do you guys think that humans will inevitably become just the entertainment medium for artificial intelligence?
Except for they're already writing songs that are better than ours.
Like AI's just gonna keep us around because we're adorable.
Kind of, exactly. We're cute. It's like, look at him trying to play Bach. It's so cute.
So, I have a music question for you now. With what's going on in music now, and everybody's getting involved, everybody is getting on the TikToks and everything. Are you noticing a lot more collaborations now too? From
absolutely.
Yeah, because you can. Isn't there? I don't know what they would
basically
be called.
Pitbull's on everybody's record at this point.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
Pitbull, if you're hearing this,
be on our record. Sovereign.
But I mean, like, you can. Isn't there an app or something that like you can do a song and collaborate with somebody basically over the internet?
I'm sure there is. I mean, like,
I think I saw Josh do something similar to that.
Oh, well, like on TikTok, you can do like so that's actually a crazy thing is the duets on TikTok. So like, there's an artist or like Russ, or Logic. Rappers, so they're they're rappers, but they're the only ones I've really seen, like, to where, like, Logic, he came out with an album almost a year ago, and 3 of the features he has on it were people he found on TikTok. Like, they did duets with one of his songs, and so like Russ, there was this girl that did a remix of one of his songs duetting on his TikTok, and he saw it and was like, oh shit, fucking flew her out, recorded the actual song, took her on tour. So there's like cool shit like that definitely like happening.
So it is another medium for exposure to become bigger if you want. It's
the best generation, I'd say, to be living in as trying to be a content and music like creator and stuff like that. I think what makes it just hard for, I mean, anything really with podcasts and music is algorithm bullshit. Like,
oh, for sure,
dude. That's like what's really putting the weight on like.
Here's a secret for everybody. If you're an artist, don't post about your music. Post a picture of a puppy.
Yeah.
And then in the comments, link to your music.
My roommate just said she posted a selfie.
That'll work the algorithm. That makes sense.
She'll post a selfie of her like looking hot or something, and then say, "Oh, I have a show coming out." And
that's the way to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that sucks because the business that we're on Facebook, for example, they're like, we want to punish you for being, good at marketing. We want you to have to not use it. It's the worst business for business. But they're a big business that's successful. Yeah. So it's counterintuitive, but they suck at business.
I think you just have to keep shit in perspective. Like, I have a very dear friend in California who told me this week, it was a quote that she got from somewhere else, but I hadn't heard it put this way, and it's so fucking true the more I think about it. But she said, if you're ever interacting with something that doesn't have a price, it's not the product, you are.
That's right. Fucking, there you go.
So Facebook. It's like, and I mean, it's kind of like a ha-ha, tongue-in-cheek sort of a thing, but if you pay attention to that and remain aware of it, then it kind of like it will shape the way that you end up interacting with social media, because you're like, oh, this isn't for me, this is to to use me for something else, you know, so you can kind of make
we're
an
the
informed
product.
decision on how you choose to interact with it at that point.
We should all be really offended, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe.
Honestly, I posted on Facebook. It was basically saying rappers are the biggest crybabies in the music industry. And I got like 200 likes, but I also got people commenting and talking and stuff like that. And then I
Like, have you heard of country
and then
music
I
guy?
was
Come
like,
on.
oh, hey, while you guys are arguing, here's my music. And I snubbed it in the comments, and it fucking worked.
Nate was like, I think we need a little controversy.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, absolutely. It works. Yeah. It's just like, oh, cool. I just need to piss people off
You
to
know,
get them to listen
the
to my
government
music.
does the same thing, Nate.
Oh, right. Yeah,
so does,
absolutely.
so does the mainstream media. That's exactly, that's how they're rolling things too.
We should do that
get
quick.
it.
Somebody say something inflammatory. Let's
Yeah, right.
You
I
guys
don't
are always
like
telling me
so-and-so
not to.
peoples.
Not to.
Zach was like, no.
Quit it. Quit it. All right. I got to ask you guys a would you rather question. All right. A couple of them. I got 2 of them for you this time. Would you rather climb the highest mountain or swim the deepest sea?
Isn't that some fucking love song by Savage Garden?
I think so.
I thought that was more
I want to
I got to answer that already.
on the mountain. I want to play with you in the sea.
Yeah. Okay.
Something
Anyway.
like that.
Chicka chicka cherry.
Yeah,
cola.
chicken cherry cola. No, would you rather climb the highest mountain or go to the lowest point on Earth?
Mountain for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are things in the ocean that fucking terrify me.
Anglerfish.
See, that's the coolest fish.
No, I don't. Not if
They're
it's,
awesome.
Not if you're swimming around in a little fucking mask and then you're just like, oh well, look at the bubbles. Holy shit! Fluorescent death, murder, kill fish. Oh, thanks.
Is that the big gooba fish?
It's the one with the little dangly thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what is it? What was those giant ass fucking fishes?
Like a perch.
I don't know. I've seen one of those, like a video, like dudes like swimming, and it's just giant.
I mean,
fucking
sturgeon.
fish that
Sturgeon
can
is
just,
what I
like,
was
swallow
thinking
you, basically.
There's a lot of this.
Sturgeon
Blue
are
whale
like
could do
nightmares.
that.
Did you guys ever watch those river monsters? That show River Monsters?
Like the turtles.
I
and
saw
stuff.
the-
Dude, that show, I love it, and it's also given me several nightmares.
That's in a river. What?
Yeah, like freshwater monsters that are bigger than people and just like ripping people's arms off when they're swimming in like native tribes and shit. I'm like, what?
No, thank you.
So on the anglerfish, I don't have my ass tattooed yet, but my whole right ass cheek is going to be an anglerfish.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice. That's funny.
Is
What is
the
your
little dangly part going to be?
It's gonna be right in the butthole, right above it, right above it.
That's where the
Position it just so it
dingleberries
goes
go.
like right, down the tailbone, right in that little crack right there.
All right, one more. Would
I'll
you
have
rather?
to shave.
Would you rather?
So we just. So did you answer? I was mountain as well.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
mountain,
mountain, yeah.
mountain.
Fuck
Yeah, I don't really like.
None of
the
us
water
want to
that
go to
much.
the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, I like doing stuff on the water, having fun, but to just go in the water, no, I don't like
Yeah,
it.
I might do it with
That's
James
especially that
Cameron.
low.
Yeah.
I do it with this little robot suit. And everything.
or on one of the water avatar
Yeah,
animals.
I'll do a VR of it. Someone doesn't. And I'll just
Yeah,
do a VR of it.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
way
want to
more
go
for
down
that.
there, man. That's where Cthulhu lives.
Right? You might be the one that pisses him off.
We've already been chucking our space
is-
junk in his front yard. I'm not
right.
going down there to see if he's upset about it.
That's right, Nemo.
Point Nemo.
Yeah. All right. Would you rather read all the books or see all the sights? If you had the ability to do those things,
that's cool.
Get all the knowledge or see all the knowledge.
Damn, you have to pick. There's some things I really would
That's
rather
one from
read
my
about
brain.
than
Yeah,
experience.
that's a good one.
I know, right?
'Cause I barely read, so this is a good one.
I don't even like reading. Fuck it.
I mean, let's really unpack this here because, like, all the things is all the things. Like, I'd rather read about what it's like to be burned alive than be burned alive.
Yeah.
Or, perhaps get herpes and chlamydia
Right.
and
It's better to
gonorrhea
read about
all
those.
from one sexual encounter. I could
You don't
just
have
read
to
about
get-
that in a medical journal and be like, holy shit, poor bastard. I don't need to go through that to know it's all.
I guess that would be see all the sights as you look down at your
So-
blistered crotch.
So what I'm trying to say, I guess I'm going to go with read. Like, there's a lot of shit I want to experience. It doesn't say that I can't go and experience things, right? So yeah, I'm going to pick
You can
read
pick a few
because there's
things and read.
definitely a lot of things that I don't want to experience.
No, so
great
you and I have
second
talked
fiction,
about
too.
this a lot, though, but about our lives and how we've come to a lot of the same conclusions. But a lot of it, from myself, has been personal experience, and a lot of yours has been from your research and reading.
right.
So I'm going to pick seeing all the things.
Okay.
for
Okay.
sure. Not that I'm anti-reading. Well, I kind of am anti-reading. I'm getting better at it though. But yeah, that's just kind of seems to fit my style more.
Well, enjoy burning alive and getting gonorrhea. dude.
Seeing all the sites. Some of those sites are
Well,
going to
I burned my belly, so there we go. I got that out of the way.
Well, let us know what you guys think in the comments.
What about you, Nate?
I would probably do knowledge, read all the books.
Yeah.
It's like I like seeing sights, but I've noticed, and it's not like I want to, but like I've noticed I'm this type of guy. Like if I go to the Grand Canyon, I'll be like, cool, no, and then that's it. Like,
and to me, that's an emotional experience.
Yeah, and so and I can't say that it's not like that all the time, but like
Nate's dead inside.
Is this supposed to make me feel? It doesn't.
I noticed like when I hang out with my buddy John, and like he'd be like, look at like oh, this is so cool, look at this, and it's like, yeah, this is dope. Like, and I just like,
I'm gonna go watch Netflix.
Yeah, like I mean, I definitely have like I have a thing for like
I think they call that ADD.
Right, yeah, probably. But like when I lived downtown and I lived under the Maple Street Bridge, like I like go, like if I went
It
to
was
like,
in an
Oh, that's right.
apartment.
I brought you like a couple dozen pairs of socks and some food when you were
Oh
down.
yeah, exactly. In my van down by the river.
It was in an apartment under a bridge, just to clarify for
Like
you.
I
at home.
like so being under the bridge was like it was cool. It was like this massive thing and stuff like that. So like that stuff to me is cool and everything like that. But other than that, yeah, I'd probably do books.
Yeah.
I definitely take books.
And then I'd be
You
that
can feel
ass.
emotion.
Then I go to every trivia game night. Be that ass.
Dominate.
I mean, you can certainly feel emotion in
Bingo.
books. I can remember reading The Lone Survivor, and while I was bear hunting, and that book actually was so intense. I mean, I was crying while I was reading it, just reading about that battle because I could feel it.
Yeah.
So you can create that emotion in what you read. But I think that being a part of everything, you for me, I just feel it more.
I think sharing an experience like that with somebody, like, so that would be part of the question. Then I'd probably do sites. Like if I went somewhere with Shaiden, or something like that. But if it's by myself, then I really wouldn't care.
Right.
I don't
Well,
know.
there's so much you can learn from fiction too. That's the thing. Like the world is great, but it's not good. You can learn a lot from looking at things and observing and whatnot. But just fiction by itself, I mean, name a book, right? Like,
I mean, I guess
so many different lessons and different mindsets and concepts. Dune, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Or dude? Dune. Yeah. Name a book.
You said name a book.
There's
I
a
just
book.
picked one.
I guess that's why both are seen as important in the world.
For sure.
To both read and get out and experience shit.
Yeah. Well, they're called classics for a reason. If you had all the classics in your head.
But isn't that why they made movies? Because it takes too long to read a book.
Possibly. Yeah. I think it might have to do with the technology. Like, check out this
I think
picture moving
A more
thing.
accurate statement would be they made movies for people that had attention spans of fucking goldfish and couldn't get through a book.
That could be.
And still wanted to participate in some way.
I still like Shakespeare. Can you make it moving
I
pictures?
still say
and not 12
the
hours?
movie Passion of the Christ was better than the book.
You see, they're making a sequel.
Oh my god!
Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
When he comes back.
Is it the new book?
I read that. I don't know exactly where. They're probably not going to pick it up right after.
He's back.
He's pissed. He's coming for his straps.
This is that Family Guy episode.
Come with Yahweh if you want to live.
What is it like?
He was in a cave for 3 days.
Passion of
Get to the
Christ too.
chariot.
It was with who's fucking the dude in Rush Hour? Not Jackie Chan, but was it Chris Tucker?
Chris Tucker,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
Chris
Chris
Tucker.
Yeah, fucking. But it was Family Guy, and it was Passion of the Christ too, and it was Jesus and Chris Tucker doing Rush Hour. And it was just like, you ever have one of these? He hands him like a joint. You ever one of these? And like,
Awesome.
yeah.
I
So
don't
if they're
know.
making that, I'll definitely go see it.
Oh yeah. Another.
Right after Cocaine Bear.
Right. That is a priority.
That is a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear. Yeah. It looks funny.
Somebody died in that movie. Who was it? Was it Ray Liotta?
Really ought to die.
Yeah,
He
died
did.
while he was making that.
Oh,
movie.
making the movie.
Yeah, I think it was his
Wow.
last movie.
That's what happened when you
Couldn't have
give
been a
Bear
Scorsese
too much
film. It has to be
cocaine.
a movie.
It
about-
wasn't. It
Apparently
wasn't just
it's
Bears and doing the cocaine. Apparently, yeah. That's.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I got bears huffing
Pass.
gas last time I went hunting. So
No shit.
Sorry, I didn't remember that.
I think a lot of animals do drugs, and we just don't know what
Oh,
drugs
dude,
they're doing.
dolphins get high as fuck off
Right.
pufferfish and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all figured out how to handle ourselves here.
I don't know why it struck me so funny.
You don't hang out with dolphins?
I actually have hung out with dolphins once.
We hung out with dolphins this week in Florida. All right. It's time for Shaiden and I to do an intro song so that Jeff can tell us a story about
I'll do
police.
Police stories. Down the tennis about Jeff Getchell doing bullshit on the streets with the band. Fucking bad guy, yeah.
Run, motherfucker, run, motherfucker, run. Run, motherfucker, run, motherfucker, run. Run, motherfucker, run, motherfucker, run.
All right.
Why did you wait till the end?
I know. You got to get that in the middle.
He's like, I want to take a solo here.
need
Yes,
drums,
hold on.
yeah.
I got this one.
This is my bass solo.
fucking band.
I forgot the words. It took
We
me a minute.
practiced this 8 fucking times. And then you choked in front of
So
the
this
crowd.
might
on the
actually-
4.
This is
This
actually
actually-
take 10.
This isn't actually a official police story on duty. This is more of a police story off duty, and it kind of ties into why I stopped going to police parties after cell phones started getting really, basically after the iPhone started, and you could really record that shit in the interwebs, and everybody had a phone and a camera. That was bad for police stories.
Because you guys,
or bad for police, because you
wind down pretty crazily.
Yeah, we work hard and we played extra hard. But one particular party that we had is a platoon party, and God, there's a lot of guys that work, so I won't say any names. But we had a platoon of 11 deputies plus a sergeant, and we decided to have a platoon party at a place in Idaho called Kelly's, which was a huge country bar. Which was owned by Kelly
Hughes.
Kelly Hughes, that's
It's right
right.
next door to Karen's. Not the same type of
And it happened to be their last night that they were going to be open. So they had $20 all you can drink.
Oh, gosh.
Which is never a good idea. Yeah, the stereotype that cops drink is not very much of a stereotype. It's pretty real. We can do some drinking.
Right.
And we did some drinking that night. And things got pretty bad to the point where I was looking at my sergeant and actually my district partner in the bar, and all of a sudden they just started staring at each other for no reason. We were having a good time, just a lot of tequila flowing. And next thing I know,
Well, that would be the reason.
yeah, next thing I know, they start punching each other. And of course, I'm going to go not back my sergeant. I'm going to back my district partner. And that was the night that I choked my sergeant out in a bar.
Wow.
Literally put him out in a bar. So that was the time where everybody decided maybe it was probably time to go home. No. Nobody,
Picturing you with like a red headband, like you drew first blood.
nobody got arrested. But then it was
Who will police the police?
there was a few wives there, including one of my wives that I had at the time.
Thank goodness.
So the wives tried to gather up all the boys, which was difficult. At one point, another friend of mine pulled a knife on me and was going to cut me and stab me because
Good
he didn't
friend.
want to go home yet.
They were really close.
Yeah, we were. That's the thing, is we were really good friends, but this is just how we partied.
He just thought about stabbing you most of the time that he knew you.
Yeah, right.
That's how me and Nate became friends.
Alcohol just kind of said,
Be sad.
So I can remember, I was pretty drunk, but I can remember we loaded up in a van. A lot of us loaded up in a van, and the guy that tried to stab me was he was hanging out the passenger door, like leaning backwards. So I was literally holding on to his legs while he was flipped over, then he was trying to touch the road with his hands hanging out the
As
door.
one does.
So I was holding on to his legs so he wouldn't fall. And the sergeant who I had just choked out was sitting next to me, who was then sitting next to my wife. And I'm trying to look over, and I realize that he's trying to put his hands in my wife's pants at that particular time. And she's trying, because everybody's
He's like,
drunk.
I wonder what else I could do to get Getchell to choke me out today.
Right. Yeah, apparently. So, but although, we're all friends, we all still love each other. Then my wife and I ended up getting him to his hotel room, and he gets into the bed and he just falls on the bed. So his knees are like hanging over the end of the bed, and he's totally dressed and he's just passed out. I'm like, well, we should probably get him up on the bed. I'm like, go to the other side, grab his other arm on the count of 3. We'll pull him straight up and pull him up onto the bed. So 1, 2, 3. We both pull his arms. Well, he wasn't passed out like we thought he was. He pushed with his feet, and the headboards in a hotel, they're like actually attached to the wall.
Yeah.
He hit his head so fucking hard, and I just remember his head. I heard a snap in his neck, and then he was out. I mean, he was fucking out. That we knocked him out.
Right.
Yeah, and he just laid there, and then we just kind of left him. I'm like, fuck. I was nervous that whole time. Like, we might have just killed my sergeant.
Yeah.
Might be a problem.
Being knocked out for very long isn't good. Yeah.
And then the door bursts open and they're like, "You're on TMZ."
So, but he did call me. He called my hotel room the next morning and was like, "All right, who do I need to apologize?" I'm like, "Me, motherfucker. You're trying to fuck my wife, you asshole." Like, dude, I'm so sorry. Anyway, so it was that
You get
kind
leave with pay. Give me your badge.
So that's how cops party. And as cell phones started to come out and people thought it would be fun to record all this, I realized, and I was watching people lose their jobs because of these parties that were happening.
Right.
That's when I realized
if I saw
I'm done.
any of that shit going down, I would 100% record it.
Totally record worthy.
Yeah,
Show to you
blowing up on
guys and be like,
TikTok.
look at this.
Look at this fucking guy.
But we had to live by such a different set of rules. Like anything that we did off duty, we could lose our jobs for. So, yeah, I got really smart really fast and stopped going to those parties.
It's weird to think that-
Probably the
came
appropriate
out.
response to that, actually.
Dude, rock stars can't be rock stars anymore because of phones.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
Well, we're finding out all the rock stars that we grew up like idolizing or whatever are all a bunch of like devious fucking like skeezy cunts. Like,
Cocaine.
And this
like,
was back in
hell
like
of a drug.
2000.
oh man, no
This
shit.
happened like in 2003. I have another story that I'll tell another time, another off-duty story. We'll save that.
Okay.
And it was when it was before iPhones again, when flip phones started getting cameras, and I have a whole night where I'll just give the little juice. I unintentionally committed a robbery that night.
Oh, God.
But there's a whole story.
Next week on Just a Ride. But that's been all for this week's police stories.
Down the stories. Jeff Getchell's gonna get you with his gun and stuff, and he's gonna
Run,
put you
motherfucker,
in
run,
the
motherfucker,
dark.
run, motherfucker, run, motherfucker, run, run, motherfucker, run, motherfucker, run.
Yeah.
That's a little better. You're getting better. We'll get better.
Better. I mean, my cheese bumps are only half mast.
It'll be ready for Spotify soon, I'm sure.
All right. Well, fucking police stories. That's always fun and enlightening. I wouldn't want to be at any police parties. I'm just saying.
They were
I don't
fun.
think I'd want to.
Actually, I told that story, and like all these stories they're all starting to pop into my head. I'm like, oh, there's so many things. Like,
I have a lot of cops.
Could've lost my
that I
job for.
party with that I didn't really think about.
You ever party with some police?
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's hear your
well, I mean,
police
like,
story.
It's nothing like crazy.
Rap
It's just-
stories.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. No, it's just like, so my best friend Brandon Roy, he's a police officer here in
oh, just
Spokane.
totally diming them out.
And then, fucking. Well, no, it's not. Like, no, like nothing. Okay, so nothing.
You totally did a legal thing.
Nothing's crazy has happened. Like, well, I mean, him and I have had crazy fucking times, like in high school and shit. But like, it's just funny because
BC before cops.
it's funny. It's funny in the hip hop community world. Like, I'll tell my hip hop friends or something like that. Like, oh, I have you. I have my brother who's the sheriff now, and like then Brandon, who's one of my best friends. Give me it's closer. Okay. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I had like party with my cop friends and stuff like that, and they look at me like I'm fucking crazy.
Right.
And like I did this show in Colville. It was a hip hop show, and
Poor guy.
Oh, dude, it was terrible. But it was some dude, I can't remember his fucking name. He was like affiliated with Snoop Dogg. He must not be anything because honestly, he fucking went and played the Colville place. But anyways,
I've had some good shows in Colville.
yeah,
buddy.
no, for sure. It was
Got a
just
big
like
name
this
in
guy,
Colville.
like with the names he had, and I was like, we're doing this show. Like, didn't make any fucking sense. But my cousin, he wasn't sheriff at the time, but he was a cop, and I saw him drive by, and I texted him, I was like, oh, dude, I'm in Colville or whatever, and he was like, oh, cool, I'll come see you. I thought I was just gonna go outside and say what's up. I go to the bathroom, come out, and I see him beelining it like he's fucking found somebody he needed, like in the bar, and so all the fucking rapper dudes are like all sketched down. They're like, what the fuck's going on? And I go up to him, I give him a big hug, and stuff like that, and then they're all looking at me and like talking to me like, yo,
He's a narc.
Yeah, who the fuck is that? I was like, that's my brother, yo. Like, yeah.
They're like, I don't think you could.
All right, so let's go do this cocaine.
Similar experiences with Jeff, actually, especially after having lived with you. Like, I'll tell people, like when I was working at Thrifty,
Right.
you would just come rolling into the parking lot, and I'd hear somebody be like, "Guys, there's a cop here," and I'd be like, "Oh, it's Jeff, it's my roommate."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like. I don't know.
It's like you're Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is here. I don't know. It's not quite that. Okay.
Dotson. We got Dotson.
I'm more liked than Tom Hanks, probably.
Oh, are you? Well, actually, at this point, who knows?
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world, but I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
He's still very beloved.
But you know,
you can't take big away
believe
from the man.
People believe rumors.
He's
That's all I'm
second
saying.
only to Wilson.
Wilson was the best character.
I
in all
know.
of the movies,
I know the
so-
actor. I don't know their life, and I don't care about their life. I just like their movies.
Right. Right.
That's where I'm
Although,
at. With it.
I kind
There
of
is
feel
a
that
line.
way too until they thrust their life upon me in some way.
Yeah, and then
I'm
you
like,
have to
no,
fucking-
you ruined it. Now
then-
I have to hate you.
Yeah. Or they want to lecture you about how they feel about stuff, and you're like, oh,
It's like, oh, I want
Even
to
if
put this.
they're right, I'm like, no, you're James Bond. You
Right.
shut up.
I know. You already have things going for you. Let other people do the
You
things.
guys
that
want to
you're
watch this
bitching.
movie? It has Kevin Spacey. Oh, never mind.
I know. There are lines where it's like you can't see him the same. shame when they,
It is
for sure.
weird for
Which
sure.
sucks because I liked a lot of Kevin Spacey's movies.
I
And
still
now,
do.
Yeah, I still like the movies, but now it's like you're like I like his acting, but and I'm okay with it. Like your acting's good, but you're an asshole.
Yeah, it's
well, beyond asshole.
Yeah.
But although
It's like Sean Connery. I still love Sean Connery, and it's
You want to
just
smack a woman real hard, but just when they deserve it.
like, what?
Come on,
good old days.
Remember, boys. When you've had a few drinks, you just slap a booty.
Again,
six no's and a yes means yes.
it's like when I was dating what's her name. When our first. It was kind of pre-date, and she asked the question, which this should have been a red flag. She's like, "You ever hit a woman before?" And I'm like, "Well, no." I mean, like, wait a minute, personally or professionally? It's like that's a whole different thing.
As a police officer, I've been hit a lot.
Yeah,
and
I've had women
back.
try to stab me and shoot me, and so they got hit.
Crazy shit. All right. Well, I don't know where we're going from here. Either unfuck yourself, or we could. We were talking before this about social media and music, but why don't we? I don't know. Where do you want to go?
Let's go to unfuck ourselves.
Okay.
I could use a little bit of unfucking.
I feel that's good too. So Jeff is going to show us about know the difference between a hand out and a hand up. That was what you brought to us.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of open dialogue, but there isn't a time in anybody's life where they're not in a situation where they essentially do. You need a handout. I mean, I've had handouts before in my life, just like anybody else, and
It's nice to live in a society that it's able to
right,
do that.
right. I mean, we have essentially we have even a government that in some degree will give a handout.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that even if you're the person giving the handout or you're the person receiving the handout, make sure that turns into a hand up
And not a hand job.
and not a hand job.
Trying
Or a
so
hand
hard
job.
to be serious. I'm 12 years old.
Hands
on the
off.
inside.
I guess that's the point. If you are in a position where you do need help and somebody is gracious enough to give you the help, learn how to take that help and actually do something with it. I think that people can get into a rhythm where it's, well, I got a handout, so I can get another handout, and I can get another handout. You need to take that handout and make it valuable and make it a hand up so you can eventually help yourself and solve your own issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this when we were touching on homelessness stuff, I think, because there's a real easy, slippery slope to trying to give somebody help and then them just deciding, oh, well, that's how I live now. Like, I'll just take advantage of that forever. But, I mean, it's also, you look at people who never leave their parents' house, and it's just like, okay, so there's not really a great reason for that unless you're like, extenuating circumstances aside, like you're disabled and your parents are helping take care of you so you can survive. That's obviously different. But like if you're just living in their basement because you get to still be on their insurance and cell phone plan and they charge you cheaper rent than you can find anywhere else, and so that's just what you choose to settle for, that's not really doing you any favors, and the same as like if you're friends with somebody and they're constantly getting themselves into these positions where you're just like having to bail them out, I mean, I think a lot of us have had that friend that's like, hey man, can I borrow some money? And it's like not just not just one time, and I mean there's
You end up becoming the sucker.
There's shades of gray there too. I mean, everybody gets tight sometimes, but like I'm talking about that friend who's like every fucking month,
right?
It's just like, oh man, can I borrow $80 to pay my cell phone bill like every fucking month? It's
well, and
this
like, is
maybe you don't need to have a cell phone, homie.
Right.
And this is
Figure out
something that I
some
had to learn I'm a pretty generous, kind, helping person, and one of my faults really is I think that I can fix everybody's problem for them, and it took me a long time to realize that no, that's not my responsibility is not to fix your problem. Now, I might be able to teach you how to fix your own problem yourself, but I allowed myself to be taken advantage of by a lot of people in my life because I cared, and I would continue to give the handouts, and I really had to start drawing some boundaries on the people that I was helping. It's like, no, I can help you, but I'm going to help you help yourself, which I guess really is my whole intent in life now. Shaiden, you're one of the best examples. I like to use that. When you were in your shit situation and ended up moving in with me, there was no question that this wasn't a handout. This was definitely a hand up, because I know your disposition, the type of person that you were. I knew that you were going to appreciate what I was giving you, and you were going to take that and run with it and improve your life, and you literally turned your life around in a matter of 6 months.
Yeah, well,
You know?
it's a poignant example too, because the other side of this whole equation, as far as recognizing, you know, when you're on the giving end, but recognizing it when you're on the receiving end too, because like, I can tell you, man, the last thing I wanted to do most days when I moved in with you after all that shit was to go bust my ass and try to do something. Like, I was just coming out of, you know, years of emotional and physical abuse, and I was
You want to lick your wounds a little bit for a while.
Like, I just want to fucking be miserable for a minute and not do anything, you know. But
That's a trap.
yeah, it is. It's absolutely
used
a
to-
trap.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, because like, it's if you have to recognize when you're in those situations, it's like the easy road isn't really, it's pretty much never going to give you the results that you really want. It's just gonna save you from having to do the work until later, and then that work just becomes harder the longer you wait.
Well, and in our particular situation, I mean, really with not a lot of words spoken, you kind of knew that I had expectations of you if I was going to allow you to be in this position.
Yeah.
And it was really one of the first times in my life that I really felt good about being able to help where I could, because I knew that you were going to do something with it and you weren't going to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
Where most
Well, I mean,
people did. So I learned, what I'm saying is I learned a lot of what I had to be honest with myself, that no, if I'm helping you, I actually have an expectation from you.
Sure.
It's not just a free help. I expect you to do something.
You sound like the mission, where it's like, you can have the sandwich, but you have to listen to a sermon first.
right.
that so
Yeah.
much.
You can
Give the guy
have the
the
free
sandwich.
trip, but you got to come and look at this timeshare.
Just give me this fucking sandwich. I don't want to learn about it. God.
I don't know. I think that's kind of healthy, though. You know, I mean, as long as you're not choosing to mistreat the person just because they don't live up to your expectations right away, you know. But like, I think it's perfectly natural to have expectations on something that you've chosen to invest in.
Absolutely.
You know, at expense to yourself. Like, you should still be gracious at the end of the day as much as you can be, but like, I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable at all to be like, hey, I'm going to help you, but after 6 months you're paying rent, you know,
Right.
that kind of shit.
And I think that people aren't very honest with themselves or with the people maybe that they're trying to help, and they actually do have some sort of expectation, but they feel guilty for having that expectation. And you shouldn't, because when you have that, a lot of times unspoken expectation, and that doesn't come to fruition, then you start having resentment, and then you're destroying relationships. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's really, I think that's the most valuable thing in life, is the relationships that we develop with people.
Well, I see it as like someone's coming to you for their help, or and so it's kind of like, don't go to that person then if you know what the expectation is that you're not liking or something, in that sense. Like, when like if I was asking you for help to come live with you, it's like, okay, yeah, it's like I know expectation of, you know, get a job, this to that and stuff like that, and it's like, if I don't want to do those things, why the fuck am I even, you know?
And in Shaiden's certainly, you didn't ask to come live with me. I remember going to your house and said, start packing up your shit. You're moving in with me.
That's the best scenario, though. We're like, oh, thank goodness. They want me.
That's because it's not French, it's family at that point.
Yeah. Well, and even at that point too, like, I've always been pretty fucking atrocious at accepting anything that resembles charity, you know. So I'm like, anytime, like, even if I like crash at somebody's house, you know, they're like, hey, you've had some drinks, probably just crash in the guest room. I'm like, okay, and then like, I'm gonna fucking wake up and clean that room,
do the dishes.
yeah. You know, like, I'm like, I can't stay here for free.
Yeah.
And although I didn't fully learn my lesson, and acknowledge that I really do have expectations of people if I help them, you in that situation probably kept me going, in continuing to help people because of what you did with it. I made mistakes after that with some other people in my life, which that's a whole other conversation.
We'll get there.
Yeah, but I don't know where I was going with that, but I guess
Basically, I'm a badass.
Yeah, you're a
welcome,
badass.
I guess.
Because you rubbed shoulders with them just briefly.
Yeah,
you became much better.
It's but a sample
Because
of
of
my
you, he
power.
found sovereign citizen. No,
that's actually very true. I'm taking credit. I am taking credit for the love affair between Zach and Shaiden and their amazing music, because
You did put
It was
yourself
the
into
bond.
like the matchmaker on that for sure. But
that's true.
the moment we started singing together, we were like, oh, we don't need anyone to tell us. And he was like, oh, that's what I've been looking
We're
for
cool,
since I
we
was
know
a
it.
chitrin. I've been wanting that.
But
my
they
whole
were
life.
dealing with these two though. It was like a guy, or I guess I can't say a guy and a girl, two people that like each other, but were too afraid to like swap numbers, kind of thing. So it really was kind of like, hey, you guys need to get together and do this shit.
It is weird. Like
A tale of two
read about any
contrarians.
story of people in success and stuff like that. They always have a Jeff. They always, in my case, Bruce and Brandon or whatever. Bruce is like, I call him my second dad, basically. I owe those motherfuckers.
I used to buy weed from
Yeah,
him.
exactly. Yeah. I sold that weed to you.
I was the neighborhood dad. So
But like, I owe those two guys my life. Like, whenever and anything ever happens to where it's something like I get big success with music stuff, like those motherfuckers are getting a yacht and a house, like right there.
Yeah.
But because of them, the reason why I've been able to make what I've been making, like music wise and stuff like that, is because them giving the opportunity and stuff like that and helped me when I needed it. And it's like, same, not saying because of you they met or something like that, but because of you helping Shaiden in his time of need when like Stan's could have went south and he could have ended up completely somewhere else in a bad
To be fair,
situation.
Sovereign's not paying any of Shaden's bills, I don't think necessarily, or mine.
No,
but
but what
we've
I'm
had a
fucking
lot
getting-
of fucking fun.
No, but
and I'll die a
there's
happy dude.
Some
You
amazing
get
art
what
in the
I'm-
world
you-
because of it.
Yeah,
I'll
you
be-
get like he could have ended up at a house where. Yeah, you could have just ended up somewhere else where it could have been even more stressful on you, and then being like it could have just downgraded you even worse than like and stuff like that. But because of people like that help out, when,
Dude,
that's very true, man. I could have gone way darker than where I was,
We
which
butt
is saying
fucking a-
something like I was. Yeah,
could have
ditch
stayed,
somewhere,
you could have
them do
stayed
that.
there. That was
could have been
my
sucking
biggest
dick
concern.
for crack on
Yeah.
Sprague. That's all I'm saying. But
still does everybody.
We've briefly
Oh, it wasn't
now
on
it's a
Sprague.
hobby. It's not a
Yes,
job, so I
yes.
still love it.
we've briefly talked about Shaden's experience with the narcissist, and we always want to keep. There's like a bunch of stories that we haven't told yet on this show.
So
Wait,
many
were you,
stories,
You were
my
friends with
God.
him during that period too.
Oh
right?
yeah, that's when I met him.
Yeah.
Nate was one of the few people that didn't totally fucking bounce on me throughout that whole thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why I'm
basically
on the
the
show.
people sitting, right, people sitting at this table, essentially, like, because she was just so systematic about cutting everybody out of my life, but her, and it's like, yeah. Nate saw some shit, heard about some shit throughout all of that, as did both of you.
There's a lot of lessons to be learned in all those separate stories, and I know it still even is not easy for you to talk about, but at some point I hope that those stories can come out because there's value in all of
Yeah.
them.
They can come out for sure. I find it a lot easier to talk about them now than I would have
Yeah,
years
nice
ago.
and fresh.
Like when
Nothing
I
but
first
anger.
seriously, when I first got out of that situation, I had a whole slew of people telling me, dude, you need to write a book or like book some interviews or something and talk about it, because like there's other people that like would benefit from that knowledge. And I'm like, probably, but fuck them.
Yeah, I don't want to
You
think
know,
about
like
it.
If
that
I
was
was
how
to
I felt
read-
at the time. I was like, if I had to sit down and make a book or do like an interview tour talking about all that shit, it would just stay alive, and I'm like, I need it to die.
Well, and here's the other part of that is if I was to read that in a book, I'd be like, "Fuck you, you liar!"
Yes,
But I saw
right?
it
It
happen.
It was like
Yeah.
it was like a made-for-TV drama.
It was insane.
serious,
Yeah. It was soap opera.
It was.
101.
It reminded me, like when I was a little kid.
Funny to me.
When I was a little kid, my
That's why we're
parents.
friends.
I'm the
Right.
viewer. I'm just like,
It struck me in this way. Like this is not the same. It's apples and oranges. But when I was a little kid, my parents had a show concession, and they would go from dog show to dog show, and they'd set up a store, and then they'd sell their shit, and they just let me run around this giant fairgrounds from city to city, Montana to Washington, Idaho, all this stuff.
Little Zach ate dog food the whole trip.
I did. I ate dog food. I had treats. I chewed on dog bones. It was great times. But there was this girl that would find me, and she would tell me these stories that were so fantastic. And I was just a little kid. I'd never heard any of these things, but she was so like in it, just gaslighting this little kid. And it was like about this, it was just storytelling. She was probably just giving me a good time,
Right.
but
She's
she
like, it's the same as Santa Claus.
basically. But she was talking about Rainbow Bright and this gang and all these weird things, and I'm like trying to understand as a little kid. But it tripped me out to where my parents were like, "What the fuck? What have you been doing the last couple days?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm part of this." And they're like, "You're 4. What the hell's going on?" But this gal, it was my first experience of like a person that was gaslighting me the whole time and kind of laughing at me while I was doing this. But It wasn't for me. It was just for her, and it was this weird thing. And when you told me that story, I was like, "That's what that lady. That person has that power too."
You were supply.
Yeah, exactly. Narcissistic supply. But even as a chitron. Yeah, we can hear you guys on the microphone, for Christ's sake. This isn't a fucking...
You guys want to fucking
a library.
the social club over there and rejoin the group?
He's sorry about that. He's trying
dealing me some
I'm dealing toothpicks.
Toothpicks.
Over
Getting
there.
him all the flavor. Getting him hooked.
Nick picks.
Jeff and Nate have left the chat.
Lo siento. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we'll
Hey,
get
just want to ditch these guys.
We're
You
going
guys
on
can
a
go
date.
make out in the other room if you want.
Let's do it right here. Live.
Yeah, we'll get into some. We can do some sociopath stories. It's one of those things that's like we could do a series of shows and talk about nothing else for hours, and it would still take a long time to get through. But
I'm pretty sure I can, sequel that. So
yeah, I'm sure you could. And so I don't know, and it's kind of something that's like better told chronologically because it just doesn't make sense even that way, let alone picking things out of order. But yeah, we can get into some of that as long as you guys listening don't want to shut that idea down. I don't want to.
I think it'd be
fuck
interesting.
anybody up, but if
Some
you guys
guys
think
just
it'd be
like done.
interesting.
Yeah, like, I don't need to hear about your bullshit straight.
no,
Stupid.
you do want to hear it because it actually is a pretty epic story.
It's a wild tale. For
Well, we
sure.
keep it's got a root in almost every show we do. We always kind of come back to it. Where it's like, remember that time when Shaiden went through hell? Let's talk about it. It certainly helped form
It definitely something that movies are made of.
It is. It is.
Call it
That's-
Banish the Echo.
Yeah, seriously. That was the name of my first band.
It's a good name too.
Still on
Good logo.
Spotify, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. It was probably a single or two on Spotify.
Go look it up.
Yeah, My Phantom. It's probably up there.
Yep.
So that was Unfuck Yourself. Know the difference between a handout and a hand up, and then we did some loop-de-loops away from that topic. Would you say we're done with that topic?
Yeah, I think the ride crashed and we had to put it back on the rails.
Sorry, we're dealing toothpicks.
Yeah, these guys are dealing weird. Ever since we brought these toothpicks into our lives, it's just way to
I
go,
think
Jeff.
this is a gateway drug. Is what I
It is. It's good. You go from toothpicks to, I don't know, you
I
start
got
eating
some
matches.
heroin if you guys want to just try that. You know,
That's probably
if you're
better.
tired of chasing the high and not being able to catch it.
Catch that dragon.
I'm pretty good. I'm addicted to these toothpicks at this point. All right, now let's move to the Reasonablist Party, shall we?
Okay.
We shall.
Nathan, a Reasonablist Party is our idea of, we don't like politics. We don't like the media. We don't like being lied to. We're trying to I don't like the government at all. I'm an anarchist, but so I realize that I'm not going to see that in my lifetime.
Right.
So I will accept that there will be government. And so we're going to start from scratch. I mean, who are we, right? We're just some assholes. But we're trying to figure it out, like, what's
We're
the
the
actual...
future of America. God damn it.
That's true. I'm a goddamn taxpaying American.
We're the kids of America.
And we're not okay.
Good song, by the way.
Yeah, it is. But the idea is just basically we've gone through the list of what we would keep of the first 5 tenets of the First Amendment, of the Constitution, of how we feel about all sorts of different things. This week we don't really have anything other than like just exploring the theory, like where are we with the Reasonablist Party? Have we figured out anything
I think
yet?
Shoot people, say what you want, down with the government.
Shoot
No more
Careful, some
taxation without
motherfucker out there is listening
representation.
and being like, taking notes. Like,
Well, the interesting thing is
told me to do it.
we're
The owl
trying,
said so.
we're trying to develop a reasonable party because, I mean, all the parties we've already decided they're just ideologies that people try to force on other people. And if you don't fall within an ideology, then you aren't shit. I mean, and all the different ideologies think that. But
It's a team game.
yeah,
your
but
politics.
basically we're an anti-government party trying to create a government party, which makes zero sense.
It's the way I
Actually
look
makes
at it.
great sense.
It does.
Like that's what government's supposed to be, right? Like
It's supposed
I
to
think
be
the
about
whole
the people,
purpose,
right?
the whole purpose of a good government, in my opinion, would be to do such a good job that it no longer becomes necessary.
Yeah.
Right.
Becomes almost obsolete in a
Right.
sense, or not even noticeable, like where the power comes from when you flip the switch on. It's just like things just work. That's what we would like. But the idea is like,
Yeah, that's never happened.
we want we want to maximize cooperation between people. That's really it. And with the Reasonablist Party, I think some of the big tenets are, freedom, liberties, but also taking care of people that need to be taken care of and those kind of things. Trying to figure it out better. There's so many different things that we kind of have discussed already. We've been through taxes and we've been through guns and
Borders and political polls. And
although I cut the
Our
border
flag
stuff.
has ravens on it, and it just says "Don't be a cunt."
Yeah.
You know, I learned something about this whole left and right ideology that kind of gets thrust upon you in the U.S. and well, not only the U.S. at this point. I mean, Canada and Europe are similar in that regard in a lot of ways, but it actually stems from like old Gnostic religious terminology, where it's like, and it's just been being peddled to us in a new form, but it was like basically, you know, there's the side of I can't remember what the words are. I'll have to actually pull up some notes and talk about it more on our next time we go over Reasonablist, but it was essentially like the left in this philosophy was like the people that were never going to be allowed to become enlightened, but they were supposed to be like led to believe that they're the enlightened ones, but they're actually the ones that are just feeding the system, whereas like the right are the ones that are like taking advantage of everything. And it was just like it was less about politics and more about like, you know, tiers of humanity, like essentially categorizing human souls. But like if you look at it and then you like look at some of the political bullshit that's being peddled on us, it's just like, I wonder if they borrowed from some of that shit and like just keeping that alive.
Hegelian dialectic, controlled opposition.
Yeah.
People who pick a side, I mean, there's lots of sides to pick, but our primaries are, you know, Democratic and Republican. But
Just means you watch TV.
Yeah, they really get mad. They really get upset with me, both sides, when I'm like, it's just a new religion. This is literally a religion.
Government is a religion. It's a superstition that we can't. When you say something,
people
like,
get upset with me when I say that.
It's funny to watch because people don't like. There's some like sacred cows. Like free will is a sacred cow for people. Like science is showing that free will is not a thing. But you say that to people and they're like, oh fuck. But the same as what you're saying, where it's like we just love it so much. You know, I mean, we can't even imagine. Like, how do you get roads if there's no government? It's like, well, we can cooperate to make a flat space that's hard that we can drive on. We can do that. But they're like, no, we can't because there's selfish cunts in the private world. And it's like, so you think putting selfish cunts from the private world into the public space makes them magically better? Like, why is that better? Like, all they have is the ability to do crimes legally now.
Yeah, I mean, we have governments that are saying, well, if you pay more taxes, then, you know, we're going to save, you know, we'll
be able to save the earth
with the earth
by taking
we're
money
going to make the earth
it,
green by you paying more money. And nobody sees the problem.
The earth needs money.
Go and look at what that money's actually spent on.
Exactly. It's never like look at recycling. Since we're actually kind of talking on that. If you look into recycling, you'll find that you've been duped for decades.
By the way,
what's
my town
recycled. Most plastic is not recyclable. Most things that you throw into your recycle bin are not recyclable. And you can ask the people that own the recyclables.
My town and the town that I live in, they do not do recycling.
Right.
But my town just got rid of it.
Well, dude, they do some things. If people knew what happens in the recycling world, like they burn a lot of that garbage, and that people don't think. As you're spending all this time like organizing, this bottle goes in here, and then they just throw it in a bin and
starting fights.
And I would tell you,
I was raised in Canada and in British Columbia specifically. Those fuckers are serious about recycling.
There's a garbage can every mile on the freeway.
When I came back down here, and there weren't 3 trash cans. Everywhere there was a trash can with pictures of what's supposed to go in them.
Savages.
I was like, what the fuck are these people doing?
Backwards idiot.
Oh, and you know,
Canada's very clean.
I pride myself on being a conservationist as far as a man on earth. You know, but since my early 20s, I mean, I had several bags and garbage cans. Like, this one was for tin, this one's for glass, this one's for plastic, this one's actually for food waste that would go into a garden. I would separate all that shit religiously, for lack of better terms.
And then he'd keep it under his bed and he'd check
this one's this one's for
on the can.
Not sure that was just with the food.
Okay.
It
was one time.
It was just banana peels for you
and
time
cantaloupes.
Banana peels are sexy to everyone, not just Dan.
But yeah, and getting older and realizing that most of it is total bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting.
I
tell me I've been living a life of a lie this whole time.
I still maintain that's the hardest part about growing up is like when you're a kid, you're just like, oh, I've said it before, but when you're a kid, you're like, oh, wow, look at this world that's going to make sense to me one day. And everybody that's an adult knows what's up.
Yes.
Like somebody's driving the ship obviously.
What a slap in the face.
And then you grow up and it's like, all the food pyramid wasn't even true. What the fuck?
It's just all these Santa Clauses.
Going on.
All these Santa
you're the one
Clauses
that's
of
driving the
life.
ship, and you don't know how to drive, and you're just like,
fuck.
Yeah.
They're like, here, you drive for a minute. I what?
Well, that's the thing. As a kid, you're like exactly what you said. Like, there's a bunch of adults and they're taking care of stuff, and then you get to a certain age, and like, there's not a single adult, not one, not one sober, serious person alive.
And a lot of people never even get to that point. They just choose to retreat back into that childlike state where they're like, nah, everybody else will take care of it. Somebody's got this. I don't have to. It doesn't matter.
If it's important, the news would tell me about it. It'll be fine.
I'll just watch The Price is Right. And
Well, the idea of society is so strange anyway. I mean, okay, so at some point we decided 18 was an adult. I don't know when or where that got decided.
It's changing now. They're throwing it to 21 now.
And then you can, reproduce and have a child, and then suddenly it's like you have the right to be responsible for another people. And how silly is that? I mean, I can't even take care of myself.
I know. Now that I'm in my 40s, I remember thinking to my dad as a kid, like, man, that guy's got to figure it out. He's just such an adult. And then I get to 40 and I realize his actions were like, no, he wasn't. He was annoyed by me. He was fucking, a child, like with his reactions to things. And he was as scared as any of us.
Learning about your dad when you actually are into adulthood and like talking candidly with your dad, like with his dad hat off,
right?
One of the most fascinating things in my life, anyway, because it's just like, wow, like that you were just this paragon of like fearsome,
wisdom,
fatherly, monolithic stuff when I was a kid.
You don't shit over there, you shit over there.
Yeah. And it's not that like learning that my dad is just a person and like anybody else and had all these doubts and fears and fuck ups and like didn't decrease my respect for him as an adult at all. But it is really fucking fascinating to have that paradigm shift in your life where you're just like, huh.
Well, I didn't realize.
Like my dad actually had me with my mom just because she was hot. And
it's as simple as it gets.
It took me a long time to realize.
It wasn't really a plan. It just kind of happened.
When my father told me to not have kids, it took me a long time to realize that he was like telling me, I fucking regret having you.
Yes, that's what it was. That's what my dad said all the time. He's like, I really just didn't want kids, and I'm like, but I'm here. I'm hungry.
Well, you complicated my life.
Yeah,
could have been a pro baseball player. You fucker.
There's so many people that think like that too with their kids. They're like, you ruined a lot of things for me.
I see it as retirement plan. I always make the joke like, I'm not gonna get famous, but if I have a kid, he will.
Yeah,
and so
just live vicariously and just make him do drills all the time, like Pistol Pete.
Michael Jackson's dad had it.
Yeah, Beyonce's dad.
That's why Zach
Tiger
hasn't
Woods'
talked
dad.
Why Zach hasn't talked to his dad since he was 18. That's exactly what he did.
Oh yeah, fucking hell.
Are you proud of me?
Because you win a Grammy yet? God damn it!
That's it. I'm still trying to win that Grammy so I can talk to my dad and get some love that I want.
Yeah, still not good enough.
Like that animated thing about Asian parents. Is like, you doctor yet? No, Dad. I'm 12. Talk to me when you doctor.
That's kind of how my dad was. He was like, "Are you successful at business yet? Are you a lawyer yet?" Like, no.
By the way, Dad,
I'm a musician still.
You got a 401k yet? No. All right.
No, I will never have a 401k, Father, because I made some different choices in life.
By the way, Dad, who actually does listen to this show, I love you very much.
I love you too.
Me too, father of mine.
Dad, you're right, I guess.
If you
me
like
and my dad
son.
are like more like friends and father son. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's still better than a lot of people.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, no, definitely. It's just I remember when I was like older, and he would tried to be like dad first part, and I was just like, no,
too late.
Yeah, it was just like, bro, like,
just wait till that first single drops and you get a couple $1 million in your pocket, and then it's like,
there's all that.
Hey, I'm your dad.
All the love.
I experienced that with my mom too, where she was such a mess when I was younger and like needed a mom, and then when I was like older and like was self-sufficient, she would just occasionally try to swoop in and like put the mom hat on, and I'm just like, Mom, I don't. You missed it. The window closed. But
didn't that happen to Shaquille O'Neal? Didn't his dad? Was it Shaquille O'Neal whose dad popped in years later?
I'm not sure. I know he respects his father.
If you hear this, I love you, Dad.
This is stepfather. I think he respects his stepfather. I'm not sure.
No, I'm trying to. Now I'm trying to remember.
Shaq.
I love Shaq too.
Shaq's awesome.
I don't know.
He's up there, by the way, with Steve Irwin as far as like, I just love you. I just want you. I mean, I know he's probably behind the scenes is probably like a giant man taking advantage of whatever in the world.
I'll
but
never believe that.
I won't either. I'm like, I love you, Shaq. I don't care. Shaq Fu. It may not be the greatest game of all time, but I liked it.
Steve Irwin, Robin Williams, Shaquille O'Neal,
Bob Ross.
Yeah, they're all just people that I'm like,
Mr. Rogers.
I don't really care. They could have dead bodies in their closet, and I'm just like, just close the closet.
Close the closet door. Yeah. That's okay. those people, fuck them.
Like I said, I still watch Kevin
Bob
Spacey
Ross,
movies.
so-
No, I'm kidding.
It'd be funny if all of those people ended up being like just tyrants behind the scenes.
Right,
like Robin
exactly.
Williams had like a bunch of dungeon
I
shit
just
going
kind
on.
of-
Like,
It's just
whoa.
all Illuminati bullshit. It's just like, yeah.
I just kind of,
adrenochrome.
I just kind of assume that about everybody now, like especially the more in the public eye they are. I'm like, oh, they're probably like a monster,
Okay, it's
because I'm
funny.
proven right more than I'm proven wrong about that.
You never want to meet
It's
your
like-
heroes.
This is a little
Yeah.
tinfoil hatty, but there is a thing about, when you get into a secret society, like some of the ones that actually exist, like say Skull and Bones at
Yeah.
Yale,
or Shaiden's cult.
or Shaden's cult.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that they do have you do is kind of lose some of your personal respect. Like they tell them secrets, or they have something happen in the rituals that you wouldn't want out. Those kind of things. And there's a lot of in the history of humanity where you do blood oaths in weird ways, where it's like, we had to kill this person and eat the flesh, and now all of us are culpable and none of us can tell the secret,
Yeah.
or else we all go to jail, and now we can all trust each other. And it's like, because you look at Hollywood and stuff like that, and they thought about it. You have to. I mean,
Bet they've done it.
Hollywood exactly. Like Hollywood's the structure capital of the world. Like
So-
writing a movie is a very different. You have to think about it in a weird, structured way, and that they thought about like, maybe if we all work together and we can take over the world. I don't know.
I will say, so my buddy.
Went a little far on that last
I
part.
mean, Harvey Weinstein, right? Like,
Oh yeah. Well, like, so my buddy Ivan I was telling you about, we were talking. This was like a couple weeks ago. Actually, I asked him. I was like, "So, you're in it. Like, have you seen some weird shit yet? Like, kind of thing." And he's just like, "No, but like, there's definitely something going on." Like,
he's not a high enough level Freemason.
well,
yet.
yeah, I mean, so it's like, because he doesn't party or anything like that, so he doesn't go to the party. Like, he's been to a couple of parties, and he said there's definitely this one place that I can't remember what it's called, that like high class, like they all go to this place. And
Castle Dracula.
I think it was called like something castle or something like. No,
course.
it's a like he was like, it's like all the orgy shit you hear about. He's like, there's a place that definitely fucking happens at, because his boss.
The eyes wide shut.
The freaks
Yeah,
calls to the devil.
exactly. Like, because his boss. I shouldn't even be saying this.
Millions of listeners. Nathan.
Yeah.
When I lived in California, I worked with. I don't know if I've
You're
said
gonna
it.
get hate mail. They're like, "What's the rest of the story?"
Yeah, right. Anyways, yeah.
Tell us the story.
There's some he was just saying, because his boss, his boss has been in the game for like ever and stuff like that. So like his boss will tell him stories like about like just going to these fucking clubs or like whatever, and where it's like weird fucking shit goes down.
I think I missed the first part. Who are we talking about?
My buddy Ivan, he works. He was working at Capitol. He now works at a studio.
Oh,
East
okay,
West,
you
and
brought
it's,
him
like,
up
where
earlier.
Kanye
Okay.
and all them go and stuff. So he's in it. That's what I say, like in the industry and stuff like that. So
Well, Kanye seems super stable.
Yeah, he's probably fine. Everything's fine. He's in a normal situation. basically. When I was in California, I worked for a very famous comedian's brother, and I've already said who it is on TimeSuck. It's Dave Chappelle. I hung out with William Chappelle.
Oh, I was saying,
William Chappelle.
Billy Chappelle.
Billy Chappelle. He's an interesting character, and he was in a specific spot in his life. So it wasn't the best spot in his life when I met him and stuff. But I did a bunch of interviews with him because I was excited. Dave Chappelle's my favorite comedian, all these different things. Or
Yeah.
was at the time. I still is amazing. And I wanted to meet Dave Chappelle, so I was like, fucking hey, I'm going to work with his brother and do all this stuff.
yeah.
So you used him, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Actually,
Shamelessly, even.
yeah. Well, he actually wanted to use me too, so it worked out as a mutually beneficial thing.
Fair enough.
So it was kind of cool. He wanted me to write jokes, and I wanted him to tell the jokes. But it didn't work out that way. But he did, in the course of some interviews, he did tell me, kind of like what you just said, where like when you listen to Dave Chappelle, he gives a lot of information about the
It's
stuff.
like clues almost in a way, I guess.
And I don't know how close William and Dave are really, and I certainly don't know now, but they were not super close at the time. It didn't seem like, but he would speak of his brother constantly when I would interview him, and I was asking him questions about it, and he's like, yeah, if you're too smart, they won't take you in Hollywood. That's basically what he said. He's like, my brother was too smart. for Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like they wanted him to do things and he saw through it and he wasn't about to do that.
And then he dipped out and fucking,
yeah, and he dipped out in a legendary way. And he's explained it too,
I
but
wonder
it's
if government's kind of like that too.
I want to tap out
I
the
think they're all
government.
connected in a way. I mean, in a way. Like,
Well, a lot of them go to the same schools.
Yeah.
A lot of them have the same interests. They don't even need to sit and have a conspiracy with cigars and shit. They're
No.
just it's moving towards.
They might.
it's
would be
cool.
more
It'd be a lot
fun.
cooler if they did.
Well, it's like when Alex Jones brought out the Bohemian Grove thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no question that Bohemian Grove is exactly what he fucking said it was. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't an actual human sacrifice that they did. But here's some
It's
of
a
the
ritual
richest
thing. Yeah.
Republicans now. It's mainly Republicans there, but it's both for years and years. But the richest people just pretending that they're killing a child. Oh, it's just the cremation of care. No big deal. And you're like, that's kind of weird that you guys are like the ones responsible for like child safety and stuff. And this is something that you're like, this is great. Shh, be quiet. We're being reverent to this moment
Do you
in
think
time.
that's like an extrapolation of what we were talking about with people who watch too much porn and that like gets them to the point where like they can't be excited by anything less than like somebody stepping on puppies.
Right.
So yeah, like
Kinda
all the
shit,
money
you
in the
know?
world, you
So,
can buy whatever you want.
Yeah, it's just like
yeah.
when you are the entertainment industry and you're like, well, what do I do for entertainment?
No shit, that's
Let's
a good-
pretend to sacrifice children.
I'm on the adrenochrome
now,
list.
now I'm excited. I can feel something again.
That's crazy.
You know?
But it's possible.
By the way, stepping on puppies, that's called crushing.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Yeah,
Thank you, dark web. Fuck that shit.
that's
All right.
why we keep Jeff around.
Yeah, for sure. To know about the terrible
explain
things.
the awful things to us, Jeff.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I had a police officer, son of a
Stepped on
police
your
officer
puppy?
friend. No, but when I was in 7th grade, he brought this book that only police officers, he said, had. And it was like full color.
He shows to a bunch of kids.
Dude, it was, right, no shit. No, it was just murder scene after murder scene. And he's like, check this out. And it was like a girl who had a fucking lampshade opened in her fucking body and stuff. And it's like, why is this at school? And he got like
A lampshade, probably an umbrella.
Somebody and that kid in the back's taking notes. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's how you kill a person you hate.
Little Jeff Dahmer.
Exactly. Actually, he ended up being a really nice kid, but it was just strange because the whole school was like, why are we all looking at this? Because he's like passing around at lunch and shit, and we're all like, oh, I've never seen anything like that. That changed my life right here. Didn't know that was going to happen today.
I used to show my friends because my stepmother was a EMT and a firefighter in Oregon, and she had like these EMT textbooks that had like photographs and pictures of like horrific injuries, like people whose orbital bones have been broken and the eye was like hanging out of the socket kind of shit. And I would like bring friends from school over and be like, you want to see some crazy shit?
dude, Brandon's mom was.
You were that kid?
Yeah.
What's the X-ray person called?
X-ray tech?
X-ray tech. Or yeah, she did X-ray tech, and she brought home one of the X-rays, and it was a dude. He had a wrench up his fucking dick. And we're looking at it. We're like,
Good
what
for
are we looking
him.
at? She's like, you're looking at exactly what you're like looking at, or whatever. And we're like, how did
A wrench in the dick.
But you know what? You got to look at the positive side. I mean, if you want to define commitment, that's commitment, right?
That's a gearhead right there. That guy goes the extra mile
He's
to
like,
love his truck.
You know, I've really been trying to have a kid, and it hasn't been working. I figure something's broken there, so I'm just gonna
Time we get there and
get the
fix
wrench
it.
and fix it up.
You got to
like,
make an adjustment here.
This is the wrench I use all the time. I usually would put it in a pocket, but I found a new pocket. It's like the prison pocket, but it's the front
I just
prison
can't
pocket.
get it out.
My fucking toes are curling.
It was
right
pre-Viagra. I mean, that's just.
He doesn't actually pull it out all the way. He just pulls it out a little bit to use it. So he's just using his ween with the end of the wrench and then puts it back in.
I could fix that.
now. He got tired of using it for a shovel, so he decided to make
That's right. No
make
shovel
it a
cock.
multi-tool.
The shovel cock is what we call things that sound true but are not true, or actually sound stupid but like idiots like me believe. And then so
Swiss Army dick.
that's right. All right, well that's probably enough of the Reasonablist Party. We didn't
And
really.
on that bombshell.
Yes. I don't think we discussed the Reasonablist Party almost at all. in that
Not at
one,
all.
But that's fair. Jeff, it's time to fuck this, buddy. And what is it? It's it's a 2 parking spot assholes.
Okay. Look,
I'm against that. I think it's great.
You probably are. Okay. If you're one of these assholes, you'll get over it. But if you think you're so fucking great that you can park your car in a parking lot and take up 2 spots because your car is so much better than everybody else's, first off, and you think it's going to protect your car, no, it just makes you a fucking cunt.
That makes Jeff want to go out there and keep the car.
and that's my first inclination
Taparoo
is to key your car
with his wrench cock.
and then park my vehicle so close to yours that you can't get into your door.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking ass. Who does that? Everybody cares about, well, okay, everybody doesn't care about their car. You might drive a heap of shit, but who cares? You don't have some special fucking right because your car's more expensive where you deserve 2 or 3 or 4 parking spots. You don't want your car to get hurt? Hey, guess what? Go park somewhere out in the North 40 and walk your happy ass into whatever building you're going to. But don't get right up front so you can watch your car, take up 2 or 3 spots, and then not expect somebody to not spit on your windshield or key your car or stick gum all over it or whatever awesome thing you can do to somebody's car. Because you fucking deserve it. Don't be a prick.
So my knee-jerk reaction to this is, fuck yeah, I agree completely. But in my pursuit of being painfully honest with myself in my life as an adult now, I have realized that my view on this is a little bit more nuanced, and I can't really explain why, but I'll give you an example. So if I see, because I'm a cunt,
Nuance.
if I see somebody who's parked like in one space but just crooked enough that you can't park in the next space next to them because it's too narrow, that pisses me off the most.
Both piss me off because they're both with intent of the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna rank it here, okay? That's what I mean. I'm breaking this shit down because that to me is like, either like I can't draw a distinction between like, are you just a fucking dumbass? You didn't realize what you did, like you're just that careless, which makes me hate you a little bit, or did you do that on purpose? In which case, I definitely hate you a little bit, and the fact that I don't know which it is makes me even more angry. That one makes me the most angry. Somebody's parked like diagonal across 2 spaces. I'm like, what a douche. That one's pretty.
But they were obviously no one would.
Yeah, but it's like I know they meant to do it, and I'm just like, fuck you. But at least I have a compartment to put it in.
Right.
I used to have business cards that said, "If you fuck like you park, you'll never get it in," and I would leave that on people's windshields.
That's pretty great. Now, on the other hand, if somebody takes up all 4 spaces, especially if their car is not that big, I'm like,
better be really nice.
I kind of almost respect it. I'm just like, that's like just walking in and like throwing your dick right on the table. And like, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna hit it with a baseball bat as well.
just for your confidence. Sir, I need to hurt you.
And it depends on how close they are to the entrance. Like if they do that shit way in the back of the parking lot, I'm like, whatever.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, any damage I've ever had to a vehicle has been in a parking lot, so I understand the sentiment of wanting to protect your car. Well, maybe don't take that fucking car if that's the only car that you have.
Trust the insurance.
Well, not even that. Go park your happy ass way the hell out where nobody else is. If you're that fucking special and your car's that amazing. Don't be amongst the commoners, I guess.
I watched my dad do that, but he wouldn't take up 10 spots, but he would park way out so nobody would bump a door.
I'm okay with
stuff
that.
like that. Yeah,
go get your exercise.
Porsche guy.
Just buy yourself a nice 92.
Stop parking your Ferraris at Walmart.
That's all I've ever done. Yeah, don't bring your Lamborghini to Walmart.
Get a car that's sturdy and looks better with some character. You'd be like, somebody door dinged me already. Would you please? I'm trying to look official.
You could just buy one of the 5,000 exactly the same SUVs that are for sale today, and then who cares what happens?
Yeah,
because that's all it is now. We went looking at cars. They're all made of plastic. And it's like, wow, every single car is the same SUV kind of sedan looking. I don't know. Anyway,
I had a guy
might be wrong
parked like that at the gym a couple years ago. Big, big penis truck. It was all jacked up and all the lights and everything.
Big old shovel cock.
And he took up 4 spots. I'm like, what a fucking asshole. I'm like, I'm gonna figure out who this guy is. It took me about 10 seconds of walking into a gym.
It's like
about 100 people. I'm like,
the sparklies on his butt.
I'm like, sparkle butt jeans and his medium shirt with his fucking Twinkle Fairy fucking douche flute, his gelled tips. I picked that guy in about 10 seconds in the gym. I sat there and watched him the whole goddamn time till he left. I'm like, and sure shit, he went to that truck. I'm like,
if you have a huge cock,
who you are.
You should get a huge lifted truck just to throw people off. So some girls can be like, I bet it's not, and then it's like, oh my god,
put the naked girl silhouette mud flaps on it.
Just so you know, it's like tiny. They're like, I assume it's
balls
tiny
from the back.
And you're like, it's not. Though.
Put a snorkel on it, like there's any body of water deep enough to actually submerge it, because your lift
Carpet
gets 10 miles
drapes,
high.
bitch.
I would want it. I think a snorkel would be cool. Though. I'm just saying, it's cool. All right, fuck this. 2 parking spots. I think we all agree that's kind of fucked up.
Unanimous.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a single parking guy, so
When I accidentally take up 2 spots, I'm mortified. I'm mortified. All right, well, things I learned today. We're moving right along with this episode.
Holy shit. Shaden's the only one that learns anything. So what did you learn,
So we go to him, and this is about big rings.
Oh, God. Okay. I didn't realize we were actually doing this one. That's all right. I'm on it.
Yeah,
so
get on it.
I learned this off of TikTok, full disclosure.
so it's got to be real.
100%.
It's not propaganda from some other country at all.
But there is... listen, I like learning things about space.
China's listening.
Yeah, they are.
And
He looks like Winnie the Pooh.
If
Okay,
if China is
And-
the one that gives me what I want, then I am a consumer, baby.
Fair enough.
So this planet is got a real catchy name. It's called J1407b.
Nice. I love
Not to
scientists.
be confused with J1407a.
Which is a totally different planet, a different galaxy.
I heard about that one.
Right. That's
I
the
know
one.
exactly what you're talking about.
So this planet is very cool because it has rings like Saturn does. It's got this like debris field that is caught in its gravitational orbit.
Icy
Which
shit.
I don't really understand how this even happens because the planet in comparison to these rings is like small.
Mm-hmm.
But
So it doesn't have the kind of gravity to make
it.
it-
Is all caught around it. So I'm like, what happened? Like, did it have moons that just exploded and then they just got caught? And I don't know. But fascinating anyway. But so the rings around Saturn are very big, right? We've all seen pictures of Saturn. If you
But they get
haven't,
kind of close to the
go look
planet.
it up. Yeah. Right. So these
Comparatively.
J14007b. I tried to give it a good
That's-
nickname and it just wasn't working.
J-Bob. J-Bobber.
The rings around this thing are so massive. So it has more than 30 rings. This thing was discovered in 2012, and the rings on this thing are roughly 200 times larger than Saturn's rings are today, which is massive. Like, to put that in perspective, it's roughly the distance between Earth and the Sun
That's insane.
is the size of these debris rings around this planet.
Our
Right?
galaxy's so goofy.
So
We're living in the body of some like 25-year-old
Oh, yeah,
piece of
scratch
shit.
his
That's what's
ass.
happening. Yeah, and that's probably like a
Eating
heroin
waffles.
fucking molecule they're running through. Like, what's that? He's high.
It's a nodule in his lung.
The galaxy's high. Can you feel it? I think we all feel it.
Too much tinfoil smoke.
Yes.
this observatory in the Netherlands said if we could replace Saturn's rings with the rings around this planet, they would be easily visible at night and be many times larger than the full moon to us.
Whoa.
Even at that distance.
Okay, that puts it in perspective.
Right. And
Because you can barely see Saturn. I mean, you can kind of see with the naked eye, like
Yeah.
as a star, but you know, wow.
I didn't even know that.
You can see Saturn, you can see Mars and Jupiter.
I know
I've
Mars.
seen Saturn
You can see
before in
Venus.
the telescope or whatever. It's pretty cool.
yeah.
In fact, that's how we know there's
But it
planets.
still
is
just
'cause we
looks
can
like a little
but it
smudge.
just little kind of,
It's a smudge. No, it's a man on the moon.
I don't think it's real, but yeah.
it's all fake. We live on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
It's more of a round shape, as we've discussed.
Why does it be flat? Why not trapezoid or something?
Yeah.
There's other shapes out there. Come on.
It's a dodecahedron.
So this other astronomer, he said, if you were to grind up the 4 large Galilean moons of Jupiter into dust and ice and spread out the material over their orbits in a ring around Jupiter, the ring would be so opaque to light that a distant observer that saw the ring pass in front of the sun would see a very deep multi-day eclipse. In the case of J1407,
We never see the sun.
we see the rings blocking as much as 95% of the light of this young sun-like star for days. So there's a lot of material that could then form satellites and shit. So I don't know, man. That kind of stuff just bends my brain. You know,
Yeah.
like we talk about like the ocean, and it's like, yeah, there's mind-bending stuff in the ocean, and then you read shit like that, or it's
So
like,
those rings
what?
aren't like a finite matter. It's like asteroids and rocks.
yeah,
It's like ice.
chunks of
like
debris
houses
and
and
ice.
shit.
Mhm.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's you guys. I don't know anything
The more
about
you
anything.
know. Jeff learned a thing this week too.
Yeah, fucking A. Well, that's things I learned it to do.
and I realize to the listeners, I probably sound like an absolute idiot. Well, when it comes to that stuff,
You're
it's
not a
because
fan of space.
Because I am. Because I've never taken the time to learn.
That's why when we ask you about Star Wars, you're like, shut the fuck
Yeah,
up, motherfucker.
that's why we're
Yeah.
we're systematically thrusting it upon
Well,
you.
it makes me.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're going to be
Well,
Neil deGrasse fucking Tyson if we can help it, but neither of us are
that
Neil
stuff
deGrasse
makes
Tyson.
me want to
so we're
suck start my Glock.
fucked. Okay. Well, then. Anywho,
And on that bombshell.
that leads us back to Shaiden for our very last thing of the show, before we start talking a little bit of music. But badass of history. Badass of history.
Aliens.
Aliens. Aliens.
Fuck yeah. But it just became fucking Team America.
Fuck yeah. America.
Bed Bath and Beyond. Fuck yeah.
So there's we're gonna continue this segment. We'll see if you guys continue to like it. I'm having a lot of fun with it, so I hope you do.
Yeah.
But
cares?
our we've all heard the tired old platitude, "Hell hath no fury like a woman
Scorned. Yeah.
or in this case, like a woman whose husband got ripped in half by birch trees."
Ooh.
We are talking about Olga of Kiev
Okay.
this week. Okay, so, and yes, I did say ripped in half by birch trees. So that's where this whole thing began, right? So back in the 10th century or the 900s, if you like, this Kiev, or was Kievan Rus for simplicity's sake. It was basically an area that's now Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus, but it was Kievan Rus back then. So Olga got
She
married.
didn't like her name, is what it was. Sorry, I didn't mean. I had it.
Olga.
Fucking had
Olga.
to.
I have a lamp that I've called Olga for years because I picked it up once when I was moving and I was off balance and I was like, Olga.
Yeah.
And one of my friends was like, "Did you say Olga?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's my lamp."
My girl.
Sorry. Sorry to throw the penis wrench in there.
So, well, I mean, we knew what we signed up for. It's just a ride, baby. Sounds like Taco Bell to me, baby.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I'm stealing all the fucking things from other people and just using them not the way they're meant. So, our dear lady Olga, she married the Prince of Kiev, Igor the First. Igor.
Igor and Olga. Some traditional names right there.
Right, yeah, and they had a son. So that's the quick rundown on,
Dave.
on where this
Had a child and the name is Bob.
His name is Steve.
Little Steve.
So there was this neighboring tribe called the Drevlians, and them and the Kievan Rus were not. They had a pretty tense relationship.
It's always been real peaceful.
Yeah, it was.
out there,
It was thanks to like military campaigns against the Byzantine Empire, and so these guys, the Drevlians, they were supposed to be paying tribute to Kievan Rus, like basically protection money to the mafia.
Right. Yeah. Like the Vikings used to do.
Yeah.
Like, we won't come kill you if you
They're
just
like
pay
we
for
do
our
for
lives.
Saudi Arabia in exchange for oil. What? Yeah, you know.
It's
History.
stuff's not always great to hear, but it's true.
Okay, so we'll fast forward a little bit, but these guys were basically snubbing them on their tribute, and so Igor the First went over there to go and be like, "Hey, give me my tribute," right? And they, at this point, they had not been paying tribute for like 33 years or some shit.
Oh, shit.
You know, so they were like, all they saw, the Drevlians, is this fucking Igor comes riding in and he's like, "Where's my fucking tribute after 33 years?"
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, fuck this guy." So they fucking human hammocked him, they bent down these fucking birch trees and tied ropes to them, and then tied the ropes to one of each of his legs and let the trees go. And you can imagine that
Ripped him apart.
fucking bifurcated.
Dude,
the
fucking A for creativity, though.
Yeah.
ripped him apart, right?
That's the rack before the rack.
Yeah, so that's how Igor met his end, and young Bob, Steve, whatever, their
Little
son
Steve Bob.
ended up without a father. Right. So
It's a Peter or Victor is what it is.
understandably, Olga was pissed. Right. So she, rather than just like flip out and declare war, she was calculating. She came up with basically a 4-stage plan of getting hers from the Drevlians, right? So
Drevlians sound like Star Wars fucking.
They're like Klingon, but
That's what it sounds like. I'm like, is this from like Fifth Element?
I'm
or something?
probably fucking mispronouncing it too. But anyway,
Somebody's just fucking like,
I'm not a historian. I just like
That's my
stories.
people. You fuck. Respect me.
Well, your people got punked, if that's the case. Sorry. Olga took them to school, right? So Olga sent messengers to the Drevlians to invite ambassadors to her hall, right? Just be like, hey, I understand that you guys murdered my husband for coming to get tribute, but I want to, she's playing meek, right? She wants to make the peace. So these guys show up in their boats, and they're just feeling super pompous because they're like, finally we get to stick it to these guys. And so they demand that not only should they be carried overland to where they were going to be staying, but that they should be carried in their fucking boats to where they're going to be staying in Kiev.
That's
Like physically?
That's
like
a crazy,
physically, yeah.
crazy request.
They're
but,
like
it's
pick
a
up
power move.
pick up us in our boats and take us to your city, right? And so
Some big motherfuckers in Kiev.
Olga fucking
True.
rallies a bunch of dudes, and they do this, and they're carrying these guys in their boats. And Olga has them carried to these big fucking trenches that she had dug, and they throw them, boats and all, into these fucking trenches. And they're like, wait, seeing what's going to happen. And she goes, nah, and has all of her people bury them alive.
Oh,
Jesus
in their boats.
oh lordy!
Right.
So there's some boats buried under land somewhere.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. So that was phase 1, right?
No. Excellent.
Marvel Phase 2.
So these guys that were buried alive, these ambassadors, obviously never sent word back to
They didn't make it.
their people, right? But so Olga kind of heads them off at the pass. And she sends word to this guy named Prince Mal, who is the prince of the Drevlian folks, and she says that she'll marry him, right, to kind of create a
bond,
a
yeah,
union, right, so that they can put all this nastiness behind them. And that she wanted an escort, so he had to send some of his important folks to travel with her so that she could go there,
She
right?
ate him.
So
I'm just trying to get ahead of the story here. I don't like surprises.
So Mal really wanted to be king, so he was just like, okay. So he sent a bunch of chieftains up there, and Olga rolls out the red carpet for him, and she's like, you guys must be tired from the road. Why don't you hit our bathhouse? Best in the biz. We got a bathhouse.
Right.
And if anybody out there is familiar with Russian murder plots, if there's a bathhouse involved,
It's true.
that's pretty much the qualifier.
There's an Adidas jumpsuit and a bathhouse involved.
And a gold
So-
chain.
And a
Joe
gold-
Pesci's right behind.
Anybody want to hazard a guess to what happened after she locks them in the bathhouse?
She gave him tea and crumpets.
He had a great experience and gave it a 10 out of 10.
Minus
ending.
some penises, I'm gonna guess.
No, she locked him in the bathhouse and set it on fire, burned them all alive.
All right.
Which has got to be even worse in a bathhouse, right? Because like
There's water.
you're like burning alive, and you're like in the water, but you have to come out. And,
It's too hot. Turn it down.
You're boiling.
I gotta breathe. Oh fuck!
She thought that too. She's like, "This is gonna suck for them.
Yep.
I'm gonna like it. You shouldn't have fucked with my husband."
Don't fuck with Olga's.
So that was step 2 of 4,
Jesus Christ.
right? So after this,
And wait, first of all, real quick, do they know that the boats have been buried? Do they know that those
nobody,
people died? They
I
don't.
mean, there was no internet or phones then,
Right, so it's just distance,
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
all just like
Well, this happened last week.
yeah.
What happened? Well, that was on Facebook.
Yeah.
I saw this on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like nobody returned from the group that came in their boats,
Right.
and
So they know it's a
nobody
true story.
returned from the group. That, right?
But they had to been thinking, okay, either something happened to Storm or
It's really great over there.
Yeah. So
that.
nobody's in the wise yet. It's just a little bit suspicious that nobody's coming back.
Right.
So Olga sends Prince Mal a request. She's like, marriage still sounds good, but I wanna visit your place and have a funeral feast and a proper burial for my husband that you ripped in half with trees, right? So Mal still was in the dark about shit, so he figured, why not? And he's like, I just want to get on the throne and be king of this whole situation. So he was just like, fine. So Olga and her soldiers show up for this funeral feast. Everybody's getting drunk, except Olga told all of her guys,
Not
you
tonight.
stay sober, right?
Yeah.
And she fucking red wedding to that shit and killed an estimated 5,000 of them
Whoa.
at this funeral feast for her husband.
Jeez.
savage.
And then this is the part where there's some contention about this last step because it sounds pretty outlandish. And
Real
it's
quick, though,
been-
they show up and they I wonder if she like fed him cake and had a good time, and then real quick, I
rest
got
of the
one more
story
surprise
sounds so
for you, and then it's like murder, death,
Yeah,
kill.
probably,
and then all their heads.
right?
That
Yeah.
would sounds like it would be.
Yeah, she just waits for him to get all drunk and sloppy and happy and trusting, and then she's like, all right, boys,
That's straight out of the movie.
roll tide. I'm going to keep using that wrong.
Roll
I don't care. I'm taking
It
it.
don't mean what he thinks it means, and I don't know what it means either, except for Alabama. But we're not using it like that.
I'm taking it, Bama.
There's
Sorry.
tides all over the goddamn place. All right.
Yellow
Olga
for beef
rolled tide before any of you, so.
True gangster.
So this last part, Olga at this point has gathered an army to wipe these fuckers out once and for all, and she, the people who survived this fucking funeral feast, she either, enslaved them or executed them or let them beg for mercy and sent them to tell tales of woe to their people, to just be like, we're coming for your ass, and so Olga rolls up with her army and these guys are like, please don't fucking wipe us out, like, we're sorry. and Olga goes, you know what, fine, instead of you paying me tribute, I'm gonna let you guys off easy, and all I ask of you is that you give me 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows from each house, and then we'll call it even.
Pigeon people, I like them.
Okay. So they're like, fucking A, we can do that. So they round up all these fucking birds.
Because it's just easy to find sparrows and pigeons back in
You
the
can
day.
catch a pigeon pretty easy.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
for
what.
sure.
I'll teach you if you need.
Zach knows about pigeons.
You just got to talk to them in the language they know.
Barfield would like this one, I think. So these guys did this. They round up all these pigeons and sparrows. Olga divvies them up between her soldiers and tells them to take a piece of what's that shit, sulfur, and wrap it in cloth and tie it to the legs of these birds, and then
I don't like where this is going. I don't
and
think.
then you're not gonna
Flaming bird time, huh?
Yep. And then she lights that shit on fire. All these guys, they light that shit on fire, and birds, when they have a roost, they go back to their roost, right?
Yeah.
So they went back to
all
that.
these people. So these flaming birds just go in and fucking torch the place.
Why are we doing this shit today? What the
Right?
fuck? That's genius.
That is genius.
So
Except for the animal torture.
Yeah, I mean-
come on.
so that was her final fuck you to these people.
Flaming
who,
birds. A
Yeah.
flaming bird to him.
Yeah, seriously, she gave them the flaming bird, quite literally. And there's been people that are like, yeah, that's probably just like a folk tale, or like, that part of it at least.
Still pretty cool.
But like, it's possible, because like the U.S. Army did something kind of similar in World War II, where they would send flaming bats in to burn Japanese cities, and the tests went so well that the testing base was burned down. So
We burned the shit out of Japan in World War II. That was true.
So just saying, it's not outside the realm of possibility. And if Olga did even half of that shit, she qualifies as our badass
Badass of history.
And though she lived most of her life as a pagan, she was posthumously sainted. So she's Saint Olga of Kiev.
Well, as far as like a husband, like honoring thy husband or thy family, fucking A, bro.
Yeah.
That's taking it to an extreme.
Yeah, it was like 600 years after she died, the church recognized her efforts.
Notice me. Witness me.
And to make, they said they recognized her efforts to make the Kiev and Rus Christian nation, which like She just converted to Christianity for a little bit, like a little portion of her late life.
That's all she
no,
did.
You know, that's all she did.
And I
Wow.
did this for God too. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I murdered a bunch
exactly.
of folk and set birds on fire, burned down towns for God.
Right. So in 1547, she was given the title Is Apostolos, meaning equal to the apostles.
Oh my Lord.
So
Well,
she got seriously sainted.
yeah, you
which
do
I
some
think
atrocious
is-
things for the right people, and you get, your history forever.
I think that's
So,
fucking awesome.
The bathhouse story reminds me of somewhat of a real story that happened. that happened.
Brother Speed there.
No. This was in Tigard, Oregon, and this was, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago. Pacific Highway.
Houses in America? What's going on?
No, it wasn't a bathhouse. It was one of the jerk off porn places where you can go in and
The modern bathhouse.
yeah, where you can go in your little
Pee-wee
booth and
I was just going to say the Pee Wee Herman Dome.
pay
The yellow bath.
you pay for your little porn in your little booth and jerk off and whatnot.
Right.
It was on Pacific Highway in Tigard. Tim also can probably, he's one of our listeners, he can probably vouch for this story. Now, I don't remember if it was the Hi-Hat Chinese restaurant that turned into one of these places. Anyway, it was up in that area. Anyway, this place caught on fire for whatever reason. It's on fire, and there was a customer in there and in one of the rooms, one of the spank booths, who ended up dying in that. And I just was thinking, how did that go down? I mean,
I got to finish.
can you just imagine, like, dude, come out, it's on fire. No way, it's not, man. No way.
I'm on fire. You see these boobs?
Almost done.
No,
almost
really.
done. Almost there. Almost done.
Yeah.
The world is just silent while you're
it's
drinking.
burning down. No, you just want to see who's in here
Yeah,
now.
this place is on fire, man. I agree.
I'm roasted.
Yeah, I'm smoking right now, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, dude ended up dying. Yeah.
Yikes.
feels so good.
You know,
He died for his nut.
yeah. If we could all just die doing what we love, right?
That would be the one. That would be it. Heart attack in the midst of copulation. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, well, that leads us to the end, and now let's talk with Nate a little bit about whatever the fuck Nate wants to talk
Tell
about.
us your dirtiest secrets.
Well, how about this? Let's start with some music stuff, like the themes of your music. Like, is there any kind of something that you lean on as far as themes? Or are you trying to? Is there a message behind all of your music, or do you like have messages?
Give me your
between each
money.
one? Please help me. I'm an artist. I'm
I
hungry.
mean, I think a lot of like songs like the Follow Your Love song and stuff like that. Like I do try to basically tell people like go follow their dream, like do what you want to do, kind of thing, in a right way. Like yeah.
Fair enough.
Unless
Not like
your dreams
Olga.
are murdering puppies.
And setting pigeons on fire, burn
right.
downtown.
Probably don't take my music that way, but yeah, just like I don't know, I like to think and like hope that my music helps people like the way like Eminem's music, like like not just him but a big portion of him,
Yeah.
like helps me with like my life and blah 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 and stuff like that. And so
You do write kind of inspiring music.
Yeah.
That is what Follow Your
Like,
Love is
yeah,
to
and it's
inspire a
just-
person, yeah.
yeah, and get out, like just because I've been through bullshit in my life and stuff like that, and so hopefully it's a light at the tunnel for somebody who's listening to be like, oh, okay, I can get through this as well. And
You're kind of looking for your people that way, in a sense.
yeah,
huh?
exactly, and stuff. So I don't care
Seems
about.
to be a common thread among musicians that are truly artistic. Is
Looking
it's
for
just
their
like,
people.
you're like, yeah, I'm just trying to find my tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I said this word
basically.
specifically just in case some of you guys get it, so that you can send me an email. Let's
Yeah.
build a little network.
One thing that's interesting about your music is it really could go with any genre of music.
Right.
It could tie into anything.
Yeah.
Well, let's-
Me and Nate play solo gigs together all the time, and I don't really think our music is similar,
No.
but we complement each other because neither one of us really fits into a
Yeah,
genre.
exactly. Well, that's what makes it fun, though, too. Like, my uncle Josh at the Valley Chop Dime place,
Yeah.
whatever, he was just talking about, he's just like, Shaiden's dope. He's like, he's so different than like what you're doing and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, it's exactly like a big, no, I mean, that's why I brought you, you know what I mean? Like, I bring you out to places because I know it's like
Two
people
guitar
aren't-
punchers wouldn't go over here.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
can only
Like,
be
yeah.
one. There can be only one.
Right, exactly. That's why Ian's not with me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding, Ian. But yeah, just like the diversity and shit like that and everything and stuff, and then people being like, like not especially in a town like that, like not expecting to see like you and shit or what I'm doing and stuff like that. So, but,
Yeah. So, how much money would you sell out for?
I don't know. Who's Adidas listening?
We got to work hard for Adidas, then. They got to do stuff that they want you to do.
I don't. It's funny. So Willie brought that up actually about Follow Your Love because this one dude was wanted to use my song, but for his, it was a fucking pyramid scheme. I'm pretty sure it was, but like he wanted to use my song for their thing or whatever, and he was asking me if I could change the lyrics, so then he wanted to pay me like $1,000, stuff like that, and I was like, no, I'm not changing mine. First of all, I can't.
I love your song. Can you change the?
Yeah, it's like first of all,
So $1,000 you would not sell out for.
I couldn't do it if I wanted to because it was an old recording. It's all gone, like kind of thing.
Right,
I haven't lost files, all that bullshit. I'm not remaking that fucking song, but
For $1,000?
yeah,
Okay.
but it was just like, no, I'm not gonna.
$10,000.
Yeah,
Getting closer.
I don't know. Yeah, you're asking me at the wrong time, bro.
What about 12,500?
Realistically, if anybody's got $100, I'll rewrite all my songs right now. No.
I just want to go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, I just need gas in my car. No, I don't know how much I would. I don't know. I'm not. I wouldn't. That's the problem with, like, we were talking about the first question of the music, like how I am today, you know, when I started and stuff, like, and especially talking with my buddy Ivan about the music industry stuff, like, there are people that would, like, oh yeah, I'll sell my song for $1,000. So I am not that person.
Yeah,
like, I can't sell my art like that or give out like.
I'd sell my kids for $1,000.
Right.
Not my-
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I'll sell a lot more other shit than.
You want one of my cats? All right.
Shit, yeah.
Like,
$12.
But I would be like, if McDonald's was like, write us a jingle, absolutely. Like, yeah, I'll write it. Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah. Hey, there it is. Yeah.
But even your music, I mean, even without your lyrics, just you're always doing clips of just playing guitar and shit that you come up with. Mm-hmm. You could sit there and loop that stuff and just listen to it for hours. It just really sounds really good.
Yeah, he does. Let's explain your style a little bit. So you play acoustic guitar, and you do percussion on the guitar and or punching, and you rap sing over that. But then you also have highly produced music that's not guitar really. There's not much guitar.
It's all
hip hop.
Yeah, hip hop stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you play acoustic to go out and play gigs.
Yeah.
But what you really want to But what you really want to do, I think, is that, like, you've had some cool hip hop shows where it's more you're not playing guitar.
Yeah, no, and so my buddy John and Lane, they both, especially the Things You Say song, they're like, oh, it reminds me of Imagine Dragons, and like I love big sound. Yeah. And so like my dream is to, like, I want the full big production bullshit and stuff. That's why I love with your guys' band. Like, that's what I see when I see you guys play. I see like the big.
You want an orchestra?
Dude. If I had money to throw at you guys, oh, bro, like, I would love that. See that, and
we'd be your backing band.
Both Nate and Sovereign Citizen are willing to accept large amounts of investment.
Yes.
From, if you want to be a patron of the arts,
all strings attached. We don't care.
We will put on a dope show.
You got $10,000 just laying around, you don't know what to do with it. And
we have ideas.
Shit, if you got like $100,000 even,
that's more.
Laying around,
add all the zeros you want. Really.
No, I've always just loved big songs and big production and stuff. And with the acoustic stuff, it was just basically I worked with what I had at the moment and stuff like that. And then when I finally got my own producing, the computer and all that shit and stuff like that, in my home studio, then it just started like, oh, cool, now I can do what I fucking want, and stuff.
When did you get into what drew you to the slapping of the guitar?
Some dude on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, it's
he
like
got really frustrated with his girlfriend one time.
Yeah,
I can't slap her. So.
Yeah. No, my buddy Josh.
That's a good outlet for it.
My other buddy, not Belliardo, but my other buddy Josh. He calls my guitar Rihanna.
Oh my god!
He's like, "Did you bring Rihanna today?" And I'm like, "Damn!"
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Crocky fact.
Wow.
But
I think you just made Jeff die.
Out of his chair.
No. I just saw a guy on YouTube fucking doing. He was kind of rapping.
Did you play guitar before?
Yeah, this like right around the time I met you guys, like Shaiden and stuff like that, was when I was kind of like figuring it out.
Oh, okay.
But
remember when you tried to teach me back then?
Yeah, right.
Like, it's easy, bro. Do this.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. Well, it's like, and so I saw a dude. He was mostly tapping, and then he's rapping and singing. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I looked up a YouTube video how to do slap guitar, and I think you guys ever watch Marty Shorts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was that guy.
No shit.
Shout out to Marty Shorts,
Taught so many people how to play the basic chords.
I'm sure he's.
And it was just a simple. It was like a reggae slap style, and it was just slap strum slap, like just practice that. And then so I did that, and then at that time, the songs I was like writing and stuff and doing was like the Lumineer days. So I was doing like folkier music stuff. And then I saw this dude and his daughter do an acoustic cover of Stand by Eminem or whatever. They weren't slapping or anything. They were just doing it. And I like just clicked in my head. And I was like, because I always wanted to rap, but I didn't want to do YouTube beats and like all the shit and stuff like that. And then I saw that and I was like, holy crap, I can do that. And then so I learned how to do the stand cover and do the slap thing, and then just started picking it up like that and stuff.
And now he's John Mayer. If John Mayer could spit bars,
And punch guitars.
So,
spitting bars and punching guitars since 2009.
That should be an album or something, like a compilation album or something.
So, have you ever? Has your music ever made a child cry?
I made people cry. I don't know about a child, but yeah.
Has your music ever inspired someone to punch a baby?
Not that I know of.
All right, you don't get the full
I'll do
outfit.
it for you next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Let me
right.
know next time you play.
It's for you, Nate. Follow love.
Oh, your baby's face.
I've always wanted to do this. You gave me the courage.
Yeah. I will say shout out to my buddy Cameron Price. He is the only, not like the only person, but like, so I first met him when we were younger. It was like right around when I met you and stuff like that. But when I met him, I was like, what's up, man? He's like, yo, I'm Cameron. He's like, I want to be an actor and stuff. And it was like, during that time, it's like, yeah, sure, dude, whatever, and stuff like that, you know.
You're like, I heard you say I want to be poor.
Yeah, basically, like, yeah, like, oh, you want to live a hard fucking shitty life, got it. No,
Just took an involuntary vow of poverty, buddy.
no, and he when I came out with Follow Your Love, that motherfucker still to this day will send me Snapchats right before he does, and he's an actor now. He lives in Hollywood. He was just on American Horror Story, or
Awesome.
he just did an episode, but he uses Follow Your Love to hype himself up.
Oh man, that's
Like,
awesome.
yeah, and he'll send me Snapchats and he'll be like singing it and like hyping himself up for an audition or something.
Dude, there's
like that.
nothing better.
I got to be
That's
honest with
fucking-
you. I actually
that's
use
so
that
cool.
song to hype myself up a lot.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
one of
So
my
yeah,
favorite songs.
my friend Lane, his fiance Danny, she fucking same thing. She'll send me snaps in the morning. She'll listen to it every fucking morning, like before and
Like
stuff
Lane
that.
Lane?
Yeah, Flynn. Yeah.
Somebody can actually tolerate him?
Oh yeah, no, he's my homie.
He's got a woman that actually likes him that much? That's
Oh yeah, no,
amazing.
no, him and Danny are getting married in I think
Good
next
for
year
him.
or something. Yeah,
I like mine. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
but
What's that? What's
He's
the
a
name-
rapper in town,
what's the
just
name
to
of
get-
the
He's,
song?
oh, you're a funny guy.
I don't know why I'm gapping on it. The one you did with Ian Nixon.
Fall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that song is my hype up song.
yeah, that's
Like,
that's my favorite song to
I'll be
perform.
fucking driving and I'm just like put that shit on and crank it and be like, whoa.
Yeah, and same thing. It's got that big sound to it, and
Yep.
fucking yeah, exactly. No, that's one of my favorites too.
So which one do you want us to play at the end of the episode?
the
We'll
things
tag
you say.
Things you say.
Tell us about it.
We'll tack that shit on.
Um,
Why do you love it so much?
Well, I got really high one time. No,
I love stories.
We knew
I literally,
that.
no. Honestly, I don't. It was. I watched. Do you know who John Bellion is?
Huh.
No, you don't. Okay. Do you know the song that goes low, 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 low?
It feels
No?
like I've
yeah,
heard that. Yeah.
it's you. Yeah. So he's
Sounds like devil music.
He's like he's famous. It's funny because like he's super popular, but when I asked people about him, no one really knows about him. Then I found out he does a lot of like Disney's music. Like he does a lot of like background stuff or whatever.
So he's Illuminati.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah, the robe, everything.
Or Autonamuli, for listeners that know. Autonamuli. That's the real Illuminati. It's Illuminati backwards.
Oh, okay.
It's very important that you know that.
Yeah, no, yeah. If I'm gonna be signing my soul too.
The Autonamuli is for everybody.
But he has videos on YouTube of how he makes his songs and like producing in the studio and stuff. And I was watching it one night, and so I was just watching how he did it, and I was like, I'm gonna do what he did and try and make a song like he did, kind of thing. And so when I started the song, I just started making it, and I noticed one thing, like spacing. So like when you listen to the song, there's like just a lot of space in it, like just not overcrowded with, but I don't know, basically like simplicity is key is what I was trying to go with it. And at the time, the couple I was living with was fighting like all the like screaming at each other all the fucking time. And so parts of the song is like based off of that relationship, and then relationships I've had in the past, and then my friends' relationships. And so that's what the song is basically about, me being the piece of shit, not like calling the other person out. And just like usually when you hear a song, it's like them talking about somebody, it's like no, me admitting my faults in the relationship and blah blah blah. And
Nice.
but like the chorus is I love the things you say to me when we fight. Like it's like that toxic, like going back and forth fighting all the time. Yeah, exactly. Like that "Love the Way You Lie" song kind of thing, like, you know, and stuff. But
Relatable.
That's the first thing I thought about. I was really hoping you were going to tell me these people were fighting, and you actually took sound clips and put it in your song.
Oh, so actually, so funny enough, you can't hear it because I mean, I'd have to point it out to you. But like when I was recording, because I was in the basement,
You could hear him yelling in the background.
Oh yeah,
I love that shit.
yeah, no, yeah, but like
Stuff like that
I
too.
grounded it out some, like I said, I had to point it out to you, and there's no way you'd be able to catch it, kind of thing, and stuff like that. But yeah, no, they were fighting when I was recording it. And
It's on the track.
Yeah,
It's in the vibe of it.
That's the shitty thing about this song too, is after I literally made it in 2 days, and after I got done making it and listened to it, and even the couple, when they heard it, they're like, "Holy shit!" And I was like, "Oh shit! I think I fucking made like a hit or whatever." And I called Ivan, and I was like, "Dude, I think I did it." And they're like, "I think I made an oops or whatever." And I sent it to him. He's like, "Yeah, this is." And so that's the only song I've ever sent to people that've been like, "Holy shit, this is like gold!" Like kind of thing.
You did it, dude.
Yeah. And so, but
Dude, I want "Follow Your Love" on there though too, man.
yeah, no, yeah, no,
it's good. It's good that he's got lots of songs people like. That's
yeah,
a good
right.
thing.
Yeah, no, I guess. So I wrote "Follow Your Love" right when I met you, and like, so it's just aged. So it's just aged with me, and so like I feel like it'll always have a special place. But it was just kind of like, it was at the beginnings of me still figuring out how to, like, with my voice and blah 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 and stuff. This one and that one was. My buddy Vin and Ivan helped me produce and record, whereas The Things You Say, it was all done myself and stuff like that. But I was saying, when they were fighting in the background, I got such a good take with my vocals that I didn't want to touch it. After I got done recording it, I didn't touch it for a full year. I didn't do shit to it. And then finally I was like, I gotta
age like a fine.
yeah, kind of. And then I was like, and I was using people like you and stuff like that as guinea pigs of like, hey, check out this song, listen to it. And then it was
And
like,
we fucking
okay,
guinea pig each other's songs.
yeah, all the
this
time.
day.
Yeah, and so and then I was finally like, okay, I'm gonna release it. When I did, like, it's the most like song that like people ask me if I'm gonna perform it or like, you know, do it, and like
You're like, duh? I think that's the answer?
Yeah, the drop time plays the fucking
Yeah.
bar, and loves the goddamn song. Yeah,
Nice.
so
That's
Yeah.
a good feeling, man.
Nate
Yeah.
loves doing it so much that he
ripped
rips my
yeah,
XLR
dude,
cords apart.
I fucking, we set it up, and I'm trying to unwrap the microphone around the thing.
Trying to be a fucking gangster.
And I fucking step on the cord and just rip the cord out of the microphone, and the song's still going.
It's like
and I was
pieces of
like,
the XLR cord like hanging
and
out
they're
of the
like,
mic
shit, he
still.
ruined it.
they're like, still do it. And I was like, just standing there, just head down, like,
They're like, do it. And we're like, how?
yeah, like, what do you want to do? Yell these fucking lyrics at you? Like, yeah,
It'll be fine.
yeah.
All right. Let's do a little bit of a lightning round here.
Ooh, I have a question first.
Okay.
Can you set the record straight once and for all,
What?
Nathan? The song of yours called "Just Friends" is about me, isn't it?
Yes, it's about all three of us.
I knew it. You heard it all here.
You know, Shaiden,
you wanted to marry him.
Shaiden got to meet the person that song was about.
Ooh.
And man, the self-control that I showed
Oh, bro.
to not really. Just
You know, I actually
make
felt
a thing out of
I
that.
felt so bad that night because we're friends now and stuff like that and everything. But when she heard the song, she like went immediately. When I got to the rap part, she immediately went to the bathroom and started crying, and I felt so bad because I was like, because the song's like, fuck, I wrote that 2016 or something like that, and so it's like, I don't care, like, that doesn't mean anything when I wrote it.
You
kind of thing.
immortalized your feelings.
But that was the first time me seeing her listening to it live and then being like, oh shit, this still has an effect on this person.
Do I know her
Like,
too?
No, you don't.
Just let that be a warning to all of you. If you date a musician,
Yeah.
You can be immortalized in
you
your
might
bad
be
moments.
Well, fuck you up,
8,
yo.
6, 7, 5.
yeah.
That's better than potentially. Yeah. All right. A little bit of a lightning round. I only have a few questions. Who are the artists that inspired you to get into music?
Eminem, for
Eminem.
sure. Well, so I mean, he was the there's been a lot of artists, honestly, because my mom listened to like a shit ton of like 80s, but she also is the one that introduced me to hip hop because she listened to like Cool J and like
Nice.
Coolio and all them and stuff like that.
Ladies love Cool James.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and so, it was definitely when I went deep diving into like his life and his career and like who he is, he's definitely the one that's like pushed me into being like, oh, if there's an artist that I want to be like, it's him, like, kind of thing.
Right.
Like, I want to be as respected as he is. I want to be like, you know, and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, him, Ed Sheeran, fucking There's a lot. Nice. Yeah.
Thanks for not bleaching your hair, though. I appreciate it.
Well, I don't have hair to bleach. So.
Yeah, same. Would you, if you had to, would you rather rap or sing? If you had to pick one.
Ooh. Rap. I really like rapping.
If you had to, would you rather make beats or guitar riffs? You'd think it would be real easy after that, but that's not the same, is it?
Beats. I think, I'm definitely leaning more on the hip hop like kind of side of things and stuff. So,
okay.
All right, so now we're gonna have a freestyle battle.
Right.
Zach and Nate.
We have an interlude battle on my show.
Right.
And, I don't know if you know that I can rap a bit. All right. How about this? Advice, or how about words of wisdom that meant something to you in your life that maybe keeps you going?
Rap the...
Rap that shit.
Maybe that one time
if it itches, go to the doctor.
Probably that one time I told you to play something that doesn't suck.
Yeah, right. Okay, Nuge.
Nuge.
Shouts out to Jimmy
Nuge. Be a good person. Keep it simple, stupid.
There you go.
Like, simplicity is fucking key for anything. Like, especially with music. Like, all the best songs and everything is like, you find out it was like, oh, it was just 2 notes or something like that or whatever. Yeah. And stuff. And
when I found out Moves Like Jagger is 2 chords, I was like,
right.
Oh, wow, okay. Music's not what I thought it was.
Yeah, no, it's like...
What about, why am I learning all this theory?
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Just take what you know and stuff like that and just like simplify it. Don't overcomplicate, and don't hold yourself back by like not putting stuff out or like, or making excuses for yourself to like hold on to, you know what I mean? Like, get it out there and just do it, Shaiden.
Excellent. Excellent advice.
I really thought you were going to say follow your love somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah. Follow your love.
There was a softball in there at some point.
Yeah.
There's a few.
Speaking of calling Shaiden out, you got something you got to follow up on real quick.
Oh, yeah. So I did.
Sorry,
I got called out on this not once but twice. But I did finally go on to ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
And I had it take a crack at writing a description for Just a Ride.
We'll read that at the end. Last question for you.
Yeah.
Last question. I want to hear that for sure. How would you like to be remembered? This is just as a human, not necessarily for music.
Just good person. Like, or I mean, like, just as somebody who... I don't know, that's a good question. I mean,
it's one they might want to think about.
Yeah, no, it's just definitely
you don't
like,
get time to think about.
Kind of like what you were talking about earlier with like helping people and stuff like that. Like, that's what I'm huge on, is just being remembered as somebody of like, like, oh yeah, Nate was a good person, he helped when he could, and like, and stuff like that, like.
Nice.
But
so you don't want to be remembered as a cunt?
No, definitely not. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
The way the world's going today, yeah, sure, I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so you can hear his music real quick right after Shaiden gives us what the computer wrote about Just to Ride.
So it really wasn't too bad.
No?
Like, it wasn't spectacular, but I gave it a very minimal prompt. I was just like, write a description for a podcast called Just a Ride that's 3 dudes that are different ages talking about this kind of shit.
Okay.
And also,
that's the description. You didn't need to put it in that.
Jokes.
Okay. Right? That is the description.
And so ChatGPT said this should be our description.
Okay.
Welcome to Just a Ride, a podcast where 3 men from different generations come together to discuss the big ideas that shape our world. From philosophy and history to politics and rationality, these guys dive deep into the topics that matter most. Debatable. But don't let their serious discussions fool you. They also know how to have a good time and aren't afraid to make a few crude jokes along the way.
Well, we certainly did that.
Join them as they explore the importance of reasonable discourse and challenge each other to think critically about the world we live in.
It's actually not bad.
That's pretty good.
Probably makes us sound a little more serious.
Yeah,
than we
a little
actually
more
are,
pretentious than what we tried to do.
Your viewers just went up.
But they're all bots.
So
AI bots. I want to listen to this.
I
This
love
is
this
good.
content.
I wrote
Show
this
me
great
what
thing.
you got.
Yes, exactly. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for listening to Just a Ride number 32. justaridepod@gmail.com is how to get a hold of us.
It's just a ride
You
pod.
can go to SKATCAST.com for all the merch like 2.7 and Raw Dog Life, and I think there's Southpaw, Shadowboxers.
Championship.
We
all that
still
shit.
haven't got the thank you.
I'm working on it. God dang it.
got
Don't be a
working
cunt,
on it.
which we decided that's going to be one shirt.
Should be, yeah. Well, we could do two. We could do two. We could do a combo shirt. We could do two.
Multiple releases.
I think so. And of course, get to the Patreon. It's Just a Ride Pod or patreon.com/JustARidePod. Thank you to our trusted triad of Don the Shitbox Wizard and Chris the Discord Dookie Slayer and our quartermaster, Mr. Bodhi Sunyata.
The Bodhisattva.
Thanks to the Godhead for spreading the love and smearing the scat. And thank you to Alan in the garbage
every time you say
disposal. How dare you? Smearing the scat?
Yeah.
I know.
Smearing the skeet.
See, it was SKATCAST, Script Keeper. I was a Script Keeper for TimeSuck. Script Keeper's Audio Theater. That's what I do. Then I was like, oh, scat. And then I made a podcast about poop. And then I made a podcast network about poop. And so now when I want to sign another...
smear the poop.
Yeah, exactly. They smear the scat. And now if I want to like hire another show to come on, like not us, they have to work for a poop company.
Yep. You could be like,
And
man, my boss is a real shit lord.
One more thing to add. Share the show. Share. Everybody share this thing.
If you feel like it. You can certainly
Pretty
help us
pleased
by
with
that.
sugar on
Yeah.
top.
We'd
Share the
appreciate
show. Let's see what happens.
it. Yeah, for sure.
And thank you so much to all you guys who send us emails. And even if it's just simple stuff that makes us laugh, I try to read all of it. And it really does mean a lot to us. And it's extra big thank you to everybody who's tossing it out on Patreon.
Yep.
And
Toss a coin to your
Yeah,
dipshits.
because we're not doing anything extra for that yet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you
So,
guys for joining
extra
on.
love to you guys. We'll have to figure out some extra little thank you stuff to everybody who's been the part of it before we actually started doing things.
But for sure, we're already upgrading gear and we're already using the money wisely, I think.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
Yeah, it does. So thank you so much. And as always, we'll talk at you in the future.
It'll seem like the present.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nathan, for being here.
Now get out.
We'll edit that in there.
Made you have a bad day, 'cause I'm a fool. I said a lot of things, yeah, I said a lot of things that hurt you. Oh, you say I'm a waste of your time, but we know that was a lie. I love it when you do things for me, even when it's not right. You say you'll leave me behind, that makes you lose your mind. I love the way you say the things to me when we fight. You hate everything, you fucking hate everything that I do. I promised I would change, yes, I promised I would change, but so did you. Oh, you say I'm a waste of your time, but we know that was a lie. I love it when you do things for me, even when it's not right. You say you'll leave me behind, that makes you lose your mind. I love the way you say the things to me when we fight. No, it's not much of an apology, but I wanted to say I'm sorry for all my broken promises I made when we started things. I know I broke your heart and dreams, it wasn't my intention, see, but no hard feelings if you want nothing to do with me, yeah. And despite of all our differences, I hope you know I still think about our good times, and I'll be missing them. I'm hoping we can make amends. We probably should have stayed as friends, but hey, that's okay. I'll admit that I was a piece of shit, yeah. And I wonder if she thinks of me, I doubt it. I drove her fucking crazy, there's no way around about it. She loved me for who I was, and not only for my talents, but my problems got found the way, so everything was hard to balance. But I know that's a stupid ass excuse to up and leave like that without giving her any clue. And now she sit there crying, wondering for months on why we're through. And then I hit her with a message late at night that says I miss you.
Oh, you say I'm a waste of your time, but we know that was a lie. I love it when you do things for me, even when it's not right. You say you'll leave me behind, that makes you lose your mind. I love the way you say the things to me when we fight.
Bing, bong.